Are you coming on YouTube Live today, Xander? Yes? Are you coming on today? Are you? What are you saying? What are you saying? You need to be dressed, Xander.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Janice. Hi, Maxine. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Marcia. See, Juliet. We actually have more persons on than persons commenting in the chat. Hi, Xander. Xander. Boy, Xander is a chore. Xander was 1 yesterday. Come, Xander. Come say happy birthday. Go and say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Say hi. Wow, you always look this way. This way. This way. Say happy birthday, Xander.
Tell everyone you're 1.
He was 1 yesterday. Walking up a storm, making peer nice. Hi. Keep saying hi now. Say hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. You know hi. Hi. Yay. Good job.
Good job, Zach. So Maxine is saying hi. So is Marcia, but you can't touch it. And is that Fabra? Futhra?
Where you saw that?
No hands, no touching, no
Future.
touching. Oh, future. No touching. I hope. Thank you. Good to have you as well. And Joy is watching from Queens, New York. So I was telling you, it was Xander's birthday yesterday. So he's 1 year old now. 1 year old. Good to be 1 year old in Jamaica. He's Xander. Say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi. Yay. Say hi. You just need to say hi, all right? Say hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandma. Say hi. You're looking through the window. See somebody you like. All right, so everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. This is where we take your questions on real estate, money, and finance. I'm Claudia.
And I'm Tony.
And this is Xander, the birthday boy, who is want to disrupt the meeting. Xander. Everybody telling you happy belated, happy belated. All right, so we have a quote for you today. So Tony will soon bring up the quote, but it's going to be from The Richest Man in Babylon. Hope you have been reading it. Somebody put in the chat what you have learned from Richest Man in Babylon so far. What have you learned? Normally we'd have a book club. I'm not sure if I can make time again for the book club. I'm trying to see if I can fit it in there. But what's happening? Rachel, come and rescue us from Xander. Don't break up the mic, young man. Come and rescue us from this little boy. One. Clap. All right, clap. Go ahead and clap. Go ahead and clap. Yes, go ahead and clap. Go ahead and clap. But you have to keep your foot on the floor.
All right, clap.
Clap now. Put your foot on the floor. All right. There you go. There you go. You're going to clap and sing for me? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. Your turn. Yeah, 1, 2, buckle my shoe.
You have to catch your rhythm.
You have to catch your rhythm. Your turn now. Ready? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. Your turn. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, your mommy's gonna take you.
Ready? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. Ready? Your turn. Your turn. You want to be? All right. You and play drum. Dub, 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 dub. All right, go to mommy. See you later. Yeah. See you later. Bye. All right, Zana is getting to be a handful, everybody. Spirited. All right. So, before Tony puts up the quotes. Hi, Kim. Hi, Erica. Erica is on. Kenrick is on. Debbie Ann is on. Hi, Debbie. So, the richest man in Babylon, what have you been learning? Yes, I know that song from when I was a baby, of course. All the songs I'm singing to Xander now I know from when I was a baby.
We've had to relearn them.
Yeah. The old ones I know though. The new age ones now, like
Shark doop 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 baby
Yeah.
shark doop doop doop
Do.
doop.
I'm learning, Tony, and don't learn the new ones, and I'm trying to catch on to the new ones, but I'm teaching Xander the old ones, right? So he has the best of both worlds, actually. Can you give a breakdown of the lawyer details when they represent you to buy a house? Meaning what? The lawyer details? You have to explain, ask me directly what you want to ask. A breakdown of the lawyer detail. Oh, duties.
Oh, duties.
Duties when they represent you, the buyer. So the first thing is that they look at your sale agreement.
Mm-hmm.
The sale agreement, that's really what they negotiate. The sale agreement. You sign, you pay the money. After that, basically, it's a seller's lawyer who continues with the sale. If there's any hiccup problems or whatever, then the buyer's lawyer may step back in again to sort out anything that's going on.
What kind of
So what did Kendrick learn? Okay. What kind of duties are?
That might happen. That might come up after they've negotiated.
Things that might come up. No. Maybe a breach. Maybe the seller want more money.
Stamp duty assessment.
Stamp duty assessment. I don't know. Things like that. Save 20%. Save 20% and protect your gold purse.
Yes.
Henrik, that's what you learned, or you protect your gold purse? Tell me. All right, Safi says, Miss Claudia, I love my Jamaica, but Andrew must announce a crime plan. It's out of control and putting people off moving back. I am no target, but still concerned. Safi, the truth is, for as long as I can remember living in Jamaica, we have had crime problems. So I started suffering from crime problems from in the 70s. I was born in 1966. From as early back as in the 70s when we had political upheavals. I was living in Jonestown at the time. They started burning down the place. We're running all over the place. I remember one time at Sunday school down in Trenchtown, call it the Play Center. Some people decided to start fire shot down the road and some up the road. And it was the army who came in and rescued us. I tell you, I kid you not. I don't know if any of you were there at the play center. I couldn't have been more than about 6. We're at the play center. It was a Sunday school evening. I have lived through the violence so much that I guess for most Jamaicans now too, it is part of life. As you could say, in other countries too, where they're having the upheavals, like Afghanistan going through it now. I can imagine for 20 years of war in Afghanistan, they have had to figure out a way how. Those of us who are away from it, so those of you who live outside of Jamaica and you're away from it, I can understand your fear, your frustration.
I think it's more sensationalized on the news.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's more.
Yeah, it's more sensationalized on the news. Also, you have more internet now, more social media, everything. When they were burning out a part of Jonestown, I'm sure a lot of persons didn't know, right? So the truth is, Safi, I hardly listen to the news. I usually hear things from a driver or the cleaner. Because I hardly interact with the news like that to be hearing every little nitty-gritty thing that's going on. The thing too is that some of the violence is concentrated in certain zones, right?
Mhm.
Just like in any other country in the world, it can be concentrated in certain zones. One of the things I should mention, a lot of you will be so upset that I'm going to say this, but the migration has hurt us. Those persons like my mother who left here with children with no proper structure for them,
No plan.
no plan. Like my mother said, my father will come take you. Man never turn up. We're in Johnson for 3 months. It was my cousin who actually arrested us. Auntie Peaches we call her because she's older than us. And I don't know if it was rescue for a better life or a worse life. But the truth is the migration has hurt us. We have parents who left their children here unattended, left them with grandparents and the works. And they were just not given the proper structure, the proper social structures, right? So for a little bit, your mother would tell you don't beg, don't it? She see you push out, you have a beg, you get it lick off, long time. You learn the lesson immediate, right? So you grow up knowing you must beg, don't it? You grow up knowing that, hey, you have one pair of shoes, work with that, because that's what we can afford. But you go away, leave these children unattended. They don't learn any basic values and structures. They go to the school. There is no transference of any proper discipline and so on. When I went to Central Branch, and I was saying to somebody just yesterday, a teacher in fact, said when I was at Central Branch, teachers were allowed to discipline children. I was around the back one day playing Dandy Shandy when the bell ring. I don't even remember the girls who were with me playing Dandy Shandy. If any of you listening today, raise an hand. And the bell rang. I was supposed to go back to class, but we were still playing Dandy Shandy. And I remember Mr. Abel, who was the principal, line us up in his office and give with 3 whipping away hand with the cane. No, it was 3 or 2, but we got 1 in each hand. I think it was 2, 1 in each hand. Me never go back and play no Dandy Shandy run back. I certainly never met the bell catch me outside of my classroom. Now the thing is, where's the discipline? So if the parents are not at home and then the migration has hurt us, so the parents gone away. Our men and women here work such long hours. Security guards 12 hours, police officers 12, 14, 15 hours, 24-hour shifts. Nurses working how many long hours? So who is there to nurture a child, to teach a child? This is the way you should go, and the discipline of don't bother with the begging. This is what we can afford now, so you deal with this. You don't try to thief nobody know. Who is there to give that kind of a support? I always said some people never get no breastfeeding. They didn't. That's the truth, right? So who is there? And then we hit the school now. The teacher them afraid to talk to the people there because of what's gonna happen. The ministry will come out and say, oh, you must lick the picnic, you must this. Well, you know something. I grew 2 girls, and at one point in time, I had to clap them, right? To say, hey, this is not how it's done. You don't do this. Who is there to give the discipline? Who is there? Oh, Xander is here now. He's my grandson. Probably wouldn't hit Xander at this age. No, I wouldn't. Because I didn't hit my children at this age. But certainly, you get big now and you can't understand. I will say to you, do not go outside and play with those boys. Stay inside and do that. And you do it, you'll get some whooping. Because you obviously talking no work for you, right? So therefore, that's what is part of our problem. No, we talk about government must make a crime plan. Really? Government must make a crime plan? We need to know the root cause. What is causing this sore to be a sore? Is it that some maggots underneath there and we need to take them out? What is it? Is it that the flesh under there has deteriorated so badly that there's no coming back off or cut off the foot? What is it? It's not about a crime plan. It's about going deeper than that, right? Deeper. You have to get deeper under the sore of crime to find out what is causing it. Now, I had reason to put in a group the other day that we're going to have a problem down the road. Almost, I would say 80% of our children have not had any formal schooling for the past 2 years. And me personally, Claudia Davis is saying to the government, open back the schools. Open back the schools. There is no reason for the schools to be closed right now, right? We don't have internet access in some of our areas. Even in the areas where we have internet access, the students are disengaged. The parents are at home, they don't know what to do, right? I was sitting at the bank yesterday doing something, and 2 teachers were there, and they're saying, hell, what's happening? Look, them can't manage, right? You have children who's supposed to be in the class, them camera turn on, and them in them bed with them head, with them pillow over them head. The parents gone to work and leave them. If you think we have a problem now, wait till 2 years from now, right? When those same children have grown up, they have a major gap. Tony can put this on silence. They have a major gap in their education and training. They have been disengaged from the school system, from their friends, things that would have helped to curb and to formulate and to mold, right? Those things would have helped. So, who asked me the question? Safi?
Crime plan.
Crime plan. The government crime plan is not going to help us. The government had a crime plan of putting soldiers and police on the road and at checkpoints. Me know that wouldn't work. I know that wouldn't work. I don't know what that was about. But we have to go deeper. So, me grew up in the ghetto them, you know. I go through them. I know what it is for dead in a tenement yard without your mother and father. I know what it is. You get up to all kind of mischief. And these days, the mischief even more dangerous. You understand? Them days of the mischief was probably catch one chicken and cut off him head. That was a mischief. You catch your neighbor fowl and you never like her, cut off him head. And then when everybody look for this fowl, it's a dead fowl, but nobody that attack. That's a mischief. These days, the mischief is much more. Them time we never have internet, so we never even know if we get up the mischief good. Right? So it's more than a crime plan that is needed. We need to get back to a time when I had Tony at 17 and I went to the hospital. I had a nurse. They were turning me back, because I was about 4 months pregnant, and them take people up to maybe 6 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever. Them know why I come in after that. And it was an older nurse who said to the nurse there, she said, no, you can't turn her back. Sister, she's a teenager. You can't turn her back. Where you turn her back up on the road, go do? We need people like that. You understand? When I had Tonya, we had nurses. So the trainee nurses came to my house up to 3 months after me have baby for check, to make sure so me I breastfeed, me I this, me understand what I was doing. You understand? You also had the Hard Trust, which is now Hard Trust NTA, who put me back in school on the school leavers program. I think them still have that, right? Now, where are the social systems that's supposed to be catching these things? We have a lot of our boys and girls who live on their own, who live on the streets. We see them every day. I wipe windscreen and I do this and I do that. I said to myself, but just pass a checkpoint down the road with 10 soldiers, some of them park up asleep. And right up here, so, me see 6 boy picnic under 10 a wipe windscreen. We have a disconnect. Why are the systems working for some parts of our society? The first thing is that the migration of the parents that have hurt us. You can't grow picnic from foreign per cell phone. And those of you who right now are thinking of going away, leaving your children away to take them up, no bother with it. Me go through that. My mother left with me from me at 12 and my brother at 11, so she'll go a foreign to take me up. And eventually we still never get to go because she actually died before we could have gotten our papers. I already had 20 and at 17. I already had bought a house at 23. What are we doing? As a people, we don't have continuation. We don't have the grandfathers and the grandmothers. One of the things I want to make sure I start getting a grandchild now is to make sure that I'm here for Xander and any other grandchild that might come. Because we have a gap. We have a gap, right? I hear Bradford say, Miss Deal, you know the old nursery rhyme them? Yes. I'm going to teach Xander the old nursery rhymes. I'll also teach him some of the histories and the things that and the little things that I did when I was a child. You call that part of the transferring of the baton to my child and to my grandchild, so that they have a certain road map that they will use going forward, right? We have a serious gap in knowledge, in transference of knowledge, and the gap is happening because our families are segregated and separated. Migration has caused that, and not only migration to foreign, but migration from persons leaving the rural coming to Kingston. So the students who come to Kingston to go to school, telling you them not going back to country because it's bush and them not on a street light and this and that. And them don't even know, so them for go back to country, go help build up their mother board house so them can have somewhere to call a family home. Them don't know that. They don't know that they're to build on the foundation where they're coming from. Everybody wants to start anew and start afresh, and we start over every single time. And you wonder why we have crime. We have crime because we don't have the transference of discipline, the transference of knowledge, right? We don't have the teachings from our grandparents, from our parents. It's only peers teaching peers. So two people who are the same age, I try to teach them one another things where them don't know nothing about. So what are we gonna do? The children right now, 2 years, this 2 years pandemic is going to hurt us. We're run from a virus. Let me tell you, 5-10 years from now, you're gonna see the fallout of that. Our children now need to get, I thought they would have opened school September. I don't know why they delayed opening school September. We need to open the school and deal with whatever comes when it comes. That's what we need to do. Our teachers are not equipped to be teaching online. Our students are not equipped also to be talking about being taught online. There is nobody there to supervise them and to back up. You leave these kids, them a play Nintendo. What does them do these days, Tony? What does them do these days? There is no, and guess what? We can't even repeat them because I'm going to tell you, so we don't have the space, we don't have the physical plant, and one bag of rubbish that go with it. What is happening? We need to put the children back in the schools. Bring back our educators, our senior educators who have retired. Bring them into the classroom with the current teachers. Our student teachers who are in colleges now and universities now also need to be brought into the school system as apprentice teachers so that they can help. So every classroom now should have at least 3 teachers there. 3 need to be in there. A senior teacher who may have retired, who can now come back and help to guide. A current teacher who is doing the teaching, and the backup as a student teacher who is learning now and can learn from both the teacher that's there and the senior teacher.
And to help those children who need the one-on-one.
And yes, Tony, and you're right. And to help the children who need the one-on-one. We need to open up the schools and stop the rubbish about, let us just open the school. And whatever we need to deal with it. We also need to get back into the communities. It's not about sending police and soldiers into communities. To do what? Really? When I lived in Trenchtown and Jonestown, you wake up and say, soldier, your gate, you're under curfew. We still do that? And it's not working? How is that possible? Has it worked? You know, see, who was it? Who somebody have a quote that said, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same result. Somebody tell me who have that quote, right? I guess we need to tell these Jamaican Authorities. Went from me a little picnic, we have curfew. Me used to get up and say, my mother passed tea over the fence because curfew the power road. I can't move. All right? I was still doing that. So how is that going to help us? Now I spent so much time talking about the crime. I think I'm about 25 minutes into the show.
I don't think people know.
I was still talking about this, but that was the first question that hit me, right? She says she's afraid to come out because of the crime.
But
no,
I've been in Jamaica, how much, 30 odd years?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've probably heard gunshot maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
Crime, even though I live here, crime has not necessarily affected me.
Not necessarily.
No.
That's because you don't live in certain zones.
Yeah.
Because we moved out. But me, I lived in certain zones, so it did affect me at one point. I mean, at one point, we stand up outside of my father's bar and whoom, ching, and then run come pick me up. Mm-hmm. I only got a slight little gaze from a bullet sting. Mm-hmm. Right? And he said, Claudia, still me start to cry. I said, ratty them start. Everybody run up and down. Because them decided them going to shoot at the place. And my father ran a bar in Jonestown on Pencil Street, right? Mm-hmm. And he also ran a beef shop. And we were living in Trenchtown, and gunmen came in on us in Trenchtown because he ran a bar. I'm coming late, so them target him and come in for rob him, right? Now, the only reason why we escaped that was because him run through the back door, because Trenchtown a China Post. We lived on 5th Street. Big up to everybody who live in Trenchtown. And them a China Post. So him run through the middle, go through the back and gone. But before he did that, he had some money in his jacket pocket and he took it out. And my little brother at the time, up on the bed, I saw him. I said, Daddy gone with the money. I saw the gunman them go through the door. But, so the crime, yes, it has affected me. I walk up to my car one day again and a boy come, look like I'm a car, I'm the one. But I kind of spot him still. I spot him, I kind of move purposefully towards me. So I spin around and I say, one boss, what you up to? And it's like him say, shit, I mean, this woman have too much authority in her voice. I say, I'm walk, I'm go up on the next side, I'm see a man on a step, I'm start talk to the man. I watch him out of the periphery, come on, I see me I talk to the man, say, oh, she boat from boat, yeah. Mm-hmm. So the crime and part of the thing with this crime that you're hearing about. Listen now, Jamaicans, it's really sad to say this, but Jamaicans have a way to love some fine people. You are a man in a deal, right? The deal go down. You collect the money. And then you turn on and you don't want to pay the man fee portion of the money. Why you do that? Why you do that? If you want the money in the deal and the money come, the money run, give the man fee half and you take your half. You want the whole thing. You can't do that. You can't do that. What them say, judgment will come by you.
Isn't that part of our culture?
What them call it karma. I don't want to hear say part of our culture. I don't want to hear it. I'll do. With the whole, we listen to too much of Nancy's story. God, thank God we never listen to them. We listen too much of Nancy's story. What's going on? So, Safi, you love Jamaica, but Andrew must announce a crime plan. No, the government can announce no crime plan without the crime plan of a start from what's causing the root, what's causing it, where's the demographic group that's causing it, get into that demographic group and figure out what is the reason why you decide to go to crime. Make us see if we can start this up. Find out from them what will get you here. Look at the social structures. Look at the parental structure, the home, right? All of that. Because there's something called, when I did my little 1 month at university, sent me to go to law, which I ran out of because too much reading. Tony and actually go finish the degree. Thank you, Tony, for finishing the degree for me. That is it, guys. You work together, right? So we can't finish it, Tony go finish it. And the first thing they taught us was something named mens rea and actus rea. The little one me gather, mens rea mean it come from the mind. Mm-hmm. And the actus rea, you think of it, right? That's mens rea.
Forethought of the crime.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Forethought of the crime. So Tony, I put it in a legal term, And the actus rea is when you act it out, right? Mm-hmm. When you actually do the crime. Mm-hmm. Now, before them convict you, them always have to find out, were you thinking about this thing before? Was it premeditated? Did you know say that I'll kill the man? It came back across me when I did the book, the Think and Grow Rich. In Think and Grow Rich, which guys should have joined my book club, and I wouldn't have had telling you this now, is that it taught us to. Anything the mind think, anything the mind conceive and believe, it will achieve. So hey, you see if you sit down there every day and I say, hey, how am I gonna kill my sister, you know? That woman, she can't live, you know, she got dead. I bet you that you will kill your sister one day. If every day you get up and you dream it and sleep it and think it, it will happen. It will happen. So we have to get into the minds of the demographic group that's given the trouble. First of all, I have to identify the group. Identify if it's male or female. Identify the age group. Identify the zones that they're in. I do all of that, right? And then you have to get into the minds of the men. Minds of the men and women. What is it that is causing this? And then we start to formulate a plan. But we can't formulate a plan up yourself for the sore. Put bandage on it. And we not get down in that sore if you say, wow, I wonder if some maggot in there eat this. I wonder if the vein never good from start, so it now get no blood, no real blood flow now come to this thing. That's what we do.
I always wonder if it's lack of options that lead to crime.
Lack of options, it cannot be. Not in Jamaica.
You don't think some persons are faced with lack of options?
No, they're not. They're faced with a lack of option because they're stagnant. They stand still. Them listening to the same person there in the out who talk about nothing now go on. If them did just get up and walk down the road, them would have find something more go on. I'm telling you guys, that happened to me, you know. When I had Tonya, is my grandaunt and Dolly teach me this. And I had Tonya and I get up a man time, wash nappy. Them time the way I wash nappy everybody. Wash nappy, put on line and go in, feed her, bathe her, me will sit down there. She might go back to sleep and me sit down there. I'm not on a phone with no whatever. So I'm not on a phone. I just there read book or whatever. My grandaunt said, no, Claudia, you cannot sit in here. Nothing going on in here. You have to get up, put on your clothes, put on your makeup and get out there. Walk and go look something. It's better you walk for nothing than sit waiting for something. Them time, of course, probably wait for my baby father to come drop me a $10. Rubbish. She said, no. You say you have to get out there. One of those times when I was walking, I walk around with my friend Munchi, I walk on Nigel, and the two of them get thing there for heart for go sign up. No heart come round, you know, and give out those forms. For some reason, I miss my house. Me never get it. I didn't get it. If me never walk around a Munchi, they're on Crescent Road and me they're on South Road. If me never walk around a Munchi and get it, get the farm, fill it out, well, me wouldn't get in the heart. Mm-hmm. Another time when I was walking up and down with Tony and I walk up with my friend Jackie. Jackie, my good friend up to this day, she and I went to Wolmer's. Jackie was signing up for the army. And Jackie had me a form as a Claudia sign up. And I can't tell her no numerous stories when me just a walk and a catch her. I tell her a story the other day when one of my YouTuber subscriber called me for go look for a piece of land with her at Draxar. And I saw me get hills of Draxar, he said. Me just sit down in my yard and wait for something to come. You have to get up and go there. So Tonian speaks about the lack of opportunities. There are no lack of opportunities in this country. Not for the young, the old, the rich, the poor, the black, the white, you name it.
Yeah, but I feel like lately our system is not geared towards the less fortunate.
What do you mean by that?
For example, there's a 11-year-old little boy living in the quote-unquote ghetto, right? His mom works, his dad is absent, right? He's not doing well in school, so he does the entrance exam. What is it called? GSAT. And he doesn't do well, right? So he's placed in not a great high school, right? And then from there, he's supposed to go on and do CXC. But again, he's struggling because he has no parental support at home. And the school support is not there as well, because he's in a school with inferior technology, inferior books, inferior everything else, inferior teachers too, right? And so he floats through this high school for 4 years, doesn't come out with any CXCs. What are his options after that?
What are his options after that?
Yeah.
But his options after that is dependent on him. Because he's not totally lost, Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. So you could have flowed through the high school and get 0.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us only blossomed after leaving school. I never blossomed in high school. My parents, my mother migrated, as me tell you, my father keep me up when me at 15, right when me do the CXC. Mm-hmm. Luckily for me, I just sheer brightness, so I may get 5 O levels. Not because I studied, but because I did just in the class and I learned through osmosis. Mm-hmm. No.
But I think that it's at that point in his life, he's going to get trapped into crime if that opportunity is presented to him.
Right.
And something else is not there.
It's not there. If you're thinking about crime every day, it's going to happen. It's not every child who mess up in the school system will jump to crime. Mm-hmm. My father kept me when I was 15. I could have gone to crime, and I didn't. So it's not every child who's going to come out there. As I say, it's what you're thinking. It's in a thought process, right? So if your friend come to you and say, come, we could go down to someone and go thief some phone, right? It's not every child who's going to jump on that opportunity, even though them idle, mm-hmm. and go run to. So it's what's in your thought process, right? But at the same time, this is what I'm talking about now with our school system. The school system should have been there to equalize for that young man, right? So even though his home background is of such that he's going to struggle and he's going to all of this, when he hits the school, mm-hmm. that's where he should be able to equalize. So definitely, I agree with you. So from that point of view, I think our school system has definitely failed us, mm-hmm. from that regard. Because the other thing is how the school system has also failed us, mm-hmm. is in our teachings. Mm-hmm. So in other words, our school in Jamaica, if you're not academic, you're not going to make it. Mm-hmm. Our school system only looks at an academic child. They don't look at a child who is musical, or a child who's good at languages, or a child is good with mathematics, or good with art. They don't look at those children any at all. So if you're a picnic, could have play a guitar and drum and be a good singer and all these things, write lyrics and anything to do with the arts and sport, even sports. The only reason we do well in track and field is because every school have a track and field. Literally, every school have a field mark out with some lines and you gotta run on it. From your Xander age, I'm kidding, from your about 3, right?
True.
You're gonna be running on that track. So they're gonna see the stars, they're gonna see the super, they're gonna see the natural ability in running. But not every school have a lawn tennis court. Not every school have a swimming pool. Or a golf course, or is next to a golf course, or is, you know what I'm saying? Or has a music room and these things. So,
and our exams are skewed towards academics.
So you could have the best child who could have played like Mozart. But if he's a Jamaican child in a Jamaican school system, he will never know that. And you will never know that either, because unfortunately, we have been trained into being focused on just the academics, the reading and writing, passing the exams and the rote learning. That's what we have been taught. Another way I would say that our school system has failed us, and then that again would make Tonian's child be left behind. Our school system doesn't focus on creativity, right? We focus on rote learning. They focus on coloring in the line. So if you're not coloring on the line, it's wrong. You understand? So, like now I have Xander to teach, and definitely teach him outside of the box. And think for yourself. Like we have this living room where we have him barrier in. I say, all right, we could see, and Xander just pull everyone. No matter what barrier you put, doesn't think him can't escape it. If he can't pull it out, he go over, he go under, he figure it out, right? So Tony was telling me even yesterday, what he was doing with the chair, he have a treadmill. And of course, him see me on the treadmill, pressing buttons, lighting it up, doing my thing. Xander decided to take his chair, his little chair, push it to the treadmill, get it up there, and trying to climb up on the chair to get up to the buttons. This kid who was 1 yesterday. But part of that is learning. Now, in the Jamaican scenario, first of all, him can't go near the treadmill, much less to push him chair to it. You understand? In the school system, it's the same thing. The children are not allowed freedom of expression. Them say something, everybody shut them up, long time. Them have to color in the line. You have to do this a certain way, line up, do this, that. Yes, part of that is necessary. But where is the rest of it? The creativity. That's not there. We do well in sports, especially track and field, because every child have access. Imagine if we gave every child access to a swimming pool, a lawn tennis court, a guitar, a piano. Just imagine if every child in Jamaica had access to other things. So like Tony's child that she just mentioned, that child may be gifted in other ways, not in academics. So he's struggling. But if you put a drum in his hand, a guitar in his hand, you'd have a different child. That is a crime plan that I want to see. Because we really need to start from Xander's age. Little 1-year-olds. It's them we must have a plan for.
So it's to give them another option other than crime.
Yeah. But the system, also, the other systems are there, but parents not there to take charge of it. You have to have ambition for your children too. Parents are absent. How you can have ambition for your child if you're absent?
I think some parents are really struggling. They don't have time to have ambition for their child.
So why you have them?
Wait, having children is just from having sex. Some people not actively planning to raise
but
anybody.
them have to get active. To the school call a parent-teachers meeting. You have to find the time. When you come home from work, you have to find the time. If you don't find the time now, you're going to find the time later on in the courthouse, in the jailhouse, when you have a visit for care of food and this and that. That's when you're going to find the time.
True.
Yeah. So you have to find the time now, right? All right. Let's answer. Tony, you take up too much time with Safi crime plan. Safi, I hope I understand. Answered it. I know I went through and through, but it's not a crime plan we need. I don't have the name for it. But we need a plan that gets below the surface, right?
We need to re-educate our young people.
Yeah, a plan that re-socialize. I would say a plan that gets under the skin of what's going on. Get into the communities, not with soldiers with guns and da-da-da. I don't think so. I would prefer a softer approach, to find out what's happening. I also think a lot of our young people, 16 and over, who have them kick them out of school when they're 16, graduate them with nothing, needs to be pulled back into formal education. They need to be pulled back in, whether in night school, early morning school, Sunday school, day school, whatever.
Or maybe not school, but teach a trade or something to make you useful in society.
Exactly. We need to be pulled back.
Whether you're doing hairdressing, cooking, whatever it is. But I think maybe the school itself is challenging.
Right.
The academics.
And I want to see more. I want to see schools that are more. Our schools are just so, I don't know what's the term I'm looking for. Boring. Really. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a child in school now. That's the most boring place. I'm like, dude, these kids manage all day.
I know. I went to Andrews for 5 years, and my options was sports.
Options were?
Sports, which was, well, not swimming, because swimming was not on the table. You had to be part of a special club and pay extra money for that. Tennis was also a special club.
Even though the court was there and the swimming pool was there. Really?
And so was the orchestra, was extra money for that as well. So the only thing I could really do was track. That was free. Badminton was a cost. Yeah, it was only track. Track was the only thing that was free, and netball.
Which is probably why we do well in track and netball.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that's free. Come on. So we don't have an inclusive society. You have to have your money to do these things. We need to get rid of that. Yeah. I want to see a plan where our schools are more open to different geniuses, different abilities of students. I also want to see a school system where if Xander is 5 and he can be in grade 10, put him in grade 10. I don't want you to tell me, like what I did with my daughter Rachel. Tell me that, oh, she cannot go to grade 1, because only 6-year-olds go to grade 1 and she's only 4. She has to be in the kindergarten. I said, put her in grade 1, So this kind of a thing. We're moving our children by age and not by ability. So the child who can move quicker is bored out of their wits. No ends of trouble. And the child who's a little slower and need more time in the grade is giving some trouble to, because that child is so lost in the system. We need to get out of this thing of moving the children by age, right? Each principal, I believe, needs to seriously look at their curriculum and what it is that they're teaching. And hey, sit in the classroom, man, and sit as a child. So what I really want, what would I really want to be in this classroom?
They should break down the maths as well. Like only teach trig or algebra for the semester. Instead of trying to learn all of it.
No, but I think the maths should be broken down even further. It should be broken down by your ability to move towards trig or algebra or whatever. Not every child is going to be able to do that. It's not every child who needs it either, right? So the Jamaican school system, I think, has failed us.
And they need to teach you more useful things.
And more useful things,
like balancing your
checkbook. Like 99% of the things I learned both in high school and university, completely useless. So we need to understand the root of it. We need to use our systems to help to equalize, like Tonian's child there would be equalized in the school. So even though the home setting is weak, quote unquote, because they come to a school, they will be equalized. And that is what the government can use to help with a crime. The school system needs to come to shift into gear and repurpose the entire school system so that 5 years down the line, we can have different types of young men and young women coming out who don't have to see crime as an option.
Do you think the government in the current system that it has presented for the school have marginalized some schools, as in they're giving the schools students that are more disadvantaged with less resources to help getting those kids up to speed?
I'm going to answer the question, and I'm sure the Ministry of Education is going to be so upset right now. The truth is, years ago, when I was at a Central Branch primary school, the government of Jamaica, before I even did my common entrance, decided to take over education, right? Michael Manley, in his wisdom, Prime Minister then of Jamaica, decided, hey, our people are not getting into the banking system for jobs, into the hospitals, and so on. Because the truth is, we didn't have the education, right? Like my mother couldn't read and write, so did my father. A lot of persons at the time went to school up to what they call 6 standards, which was grade 6 for here, primary school grade 6, and that's where their education ended. So they didn't have the level of education that they needed to get into these quote unquote good jobs.
Yeah.
So Michael Manley, the Right Honorable Michael Manley, at the time in his wisdom brought about what he called free education. But to get the free education up to the next standard, you had to pass an exam. So technically, yes, he separated that exam, separated the kids who were academically gifted, let's call it that, who were academically gifted, who would have been able to pass a mathematics exam,
mental ability
exam, and an English exam, separated them and sent them to schools like a Woolman's that I went to, where at the time, only the rich and famous could go, the whites, the Chinese, the Indians, people who had money. So he was trying to equalize Black people, quote unquote, to get into the schools, get an education so that you could now come and take up jobs in bigger industries, right? Like bauxite and those industries. I think it was a good move. If that move wasn't there, people like me could not have gone to Woolman's, Tony and could not have gone to St. Andrews, and my other daughter, Rachel, could not have gone to Woolmer's. All right. At that time, we passed an exam and our names came out in the paper. Right? So our names came out in the paper. My mother jumped for joy. I was living in Jonestown. I passed for Woolmer's. Of course. The entire Jamaica knows that if you pass for certain schools, like a Woolmer's at the time, a St. George's at the time, a Jamaica College at the time, then you got top grades. And that's how you were able to get into this school. The entire Jamaica knows that. So we look out for our names in the paper. Mm-hmm. So yes, they did separate and segregate our children, and they only had limited passes, limited, what they call it, not passes, limited spaces. So if 50,000 took the exam, you only had spaces in places like a Woolmer's and those schools for maybe 10,000 children. So what happened to the other 40,000? So Tony's right. So the other 40. So I went to Woolmer's, but Woolmer's, quote unquote, is a school that was a gift school. So John Woolmer left money to start Woolmer's. So Woolmer's have a whole exec body that runs the school and gift and money, right? And the government of Jamaica gives their subsidy. Plus, now, a school like Woolmer's now. So think about it. You take 10,000 children and you send them to a Woolmer's. Those children, quote unquote, are the ones who would have gotten high grades in an academic exam. Their parents, like my parent, happy. You have a bright child. When you have a bright child in your family, you tend to give more. You pay attention more. I'm not kidding. That's just the truth, right? My mother did pay attention. I used to read for her every evening, and she makes sure I have books. Every Friday, she bring home a book. So they pay attention. So you will have a stronger parent-teachers association, for one. And you'll also have the better teachers wanting to teach at a Woolmer's because they know they're getting better students in front of them. Right?
Resources too.
Right. And they know they have better resources. So what you do with the other 40,000? The other 40,000 would go to schools like, I'm telling you, schools close to Woolmer's now. Like a Kingston Senior. Mm-hmm. Right? If the child got to the 9th grade, so we did the exam in grade 5 or grade 6, depending on your age. So if the child didn't, and at that time we had 3 chances to pass the exam. Mm-hmm. I didn't have my first chance and got into Woolmer's. But if I didn't get it, I would have had a second chance. At that time, we didn't send children to a high school if they never passed an exam. The common entrance exam. We didn't. They had to stay back in the primary school. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, from that standpoint, I would say the Jamaican government made a wrong move right there when they started to send children to high school who could not pass the exam, such as a common entrance. So over the years, they have changed it from common entrance to GSAT to now, what is it called now? PEP, something like
PEP,
that.
I think.
Right.
Or PEP the one before.
Or PEP is the one before. I don't know.
We'll soon find out.
We'll find out what's under reaching. But so the system, I think, went awry from there, where you pulled out the academic kids out of the population and you put them in certain schools. You gave them the better teachers, you gave them the better plant. So I went to Woolmer's. We had lawn tennis court, we had swimming pool. At one point we had a gym. We had a badminton court, I think, too, inside of the gym. And you had so many other things, right? You had cooking club, this year club, all kind of things that you could have joined, right? Plus we had strong principal. I went to school with Miss Pinto as a principal, strong principal, right? That lady was just for her school. You send the other 40,000 now to a school like a Kingston Senior. No swimming pool. We even had a piano. We had instruments to our Woolmer's. The teachers are weaker. You set up a curriculum now that is weaker too. Because you say, okay, them people are not academic enough. But we still want them to go do CXC or GCE at the time it was. Mm-hmm. We still want them to do that, But We don't know where I'll get them there, but guess what? Them can't even do maths, so make them do arithmetic. But at the end of the day, I still want them to go do GC or whatever it is. Give them a weaker teacher. You give them more children to the classroom, right? So, and they're still in an academic setting. It's not as if you're saying, hey, these kids, them don't look like them can do academics, Make us put some sports in the school or some music in the school and see if maybe that is where the talent lies. We didn't do that. So for years, we have removed our academic children into these schools and our non-academic children into other schools with, as Tonian says, no support. Put it that way.
Or weak support. It's like trying to build a 10-story building with straw.
Yeah, the foundation not there. So what was the question you asked me? If I think that the school system has what?
Disadvantage
our young people? In a way it has. It certainly has disadvantaged the children who are not academic. So I would say to you, if you have a grandson or child now, like me, I have Xander now, I'm looking out to see where is he? Is he academic, gifted? Is he going to be mathematically gifted? Like his mother is mathematically gifted. Is he going to be musically gifted? Is he going to be a language student? Is he going to be a sports child? What exactly are his natural talents?
I think he's going to be a singer.
Tony's wishing for a singer.
He has that falsetto sound when he screams.
No, Tony says he screams at a very high pitch.
He does.
So she thinks he's going to be a singer. But that's her wanting a singer. We have to look at the child that we have, right? You have to know. So like my second daughter, Rachel, was in no way sports inclined. She would literally sit on the bench at PE. But you couldn't fool her with a maths book, right? So you have to look at the child. So she's the one who went on to do civil engineering. Tony, I know, is good with languages. She went on to do teaching and she did law. She's good with, I know she does social media where she have to write content and all of that. So she's good with language. She's good with writing stuff. You have some children who are good with languages too, who are gifted in terms of being able to learn a language quickly. Like my second daughter, Rachel, is like that too. So she learned French, English, Mandarin. And she's teaching herself Spanish too. So you have to look at the child that you have and know what type of school to send them to, right? And if no school is there, farm a school for yourself. Don't bother waste time about the system.
I really do wish we had like a Edna Manley, but for the high school.
For the high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not waiting until this child graduates and you figure out, oh, more and play guitar.
Or like a GC Foster, but high school.
What I wish is that all schools, irrespective of where them is, in the gully, in the valley, had an amphitheater, had a music room with the instruments. Every child
that
would
could
get
be a
it.
full orchestra.
I also wish we had a computer lab in every school. I don't think we do. Some children still don't touch a computer lab in a Jamaican school. And I also wish we had a complete set of sports ground. And if every school cannot have that, then we should have shared resources, right? So schools that are close to each other. So like a Kingston Senior shouldn't have a problem coming up to Wilma's use the swimming pool, right? And coming up use the lawn tennis court and the football field and the whatever else they have. We have shared facilities, right? We should be able to have that. Like Hero Circle. I thought they would have put Hero Circle as a big sports zone. So that all the schools from downtown Crossroads, every school in the vicinity who don't have, I don't even know the English, but who don't have the facility could come on a scheduled basis and use it. That way we would get more talent, would capture more of our youths who are now left behind, not doing anything.
We have the National Stadium. Doesn't have all those things that you're talking about?
National Stadium not open to people. You think anybody can go to National Stadium go run?
But
you
how
and I
often
run
is the National Stadium used?
It's not everybody can go up on the track. The track at the National Stadium is an expensive piece of track.
But they have a secondary track.
Well, the secondary track you still can't use it. But certainly all the schools, most schools, some of the schools have plants. So like a Woolmer's boys, Woolmer's girls, we can't talk about them. They have everything under the sun. So and the principal probably not gonna like me if I say this, but why open up the school and a Kingston senior can come? Where you gonna say them boy they're too bad down the sun, them gonna come wash up the place?
Probably. It's a sad reality we're in.
But the thing is, don't we have to
you have to pay to use the stadium resources.
You have to pay. Right? So we have to go back to the question at the top.
But are we paying taxes? Why have to pay again to use stadium?
Not pay enough tax for it. Who want to use the stadium, not pay tax? So why not put it away there? So the school system has failed us. It should have equalized, but it didn't. And that's part of the problem. I'm at 4 o'clock and I don't answer no question. Well, I answered one, the crime. It took 1 whole hour to answer that one.
It's just a heated question.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but you can put in the chat how you think we can help to solve the crime. Put it in the chat, everybody. How can we help to save the crime? So that down the road, somebody watching this YouTube live may get some ideas. The same government will probably get some ideas. So you tell us what you think. I just told you what I think. All right, so once they take you through the sale agreement process, it's all about the client going up and about why they are so expensive, but you are the one doing most of the work. Shelly, you're the one going up and down, is it? Yeah, sometimes. I've had to be going up and down with the same Victoria Mutual. I know what you mean, Shelly. I know what you mean. Trust me, been there just since this week. I have to go up and down with Victoria Mutual to get something that a lawyer requested. Through no fault of the lawyers, but I know what you mean. Shelly, expensive is relative. All right, everybody. And my grandaunt teach me this again. I'm going to teach you not to. When we say something expensive, you see, Shelly, I don't want to use the word expensive. When I was with my Aunt Dolly, she was a British retiree, left Jamaica, work at England, come back. Would get our pension, and we would go to the supermarket or both to pick up things. She was about 70 when I went to live with her. This is after my father kicked me out and me a box around the place all about asleep about. I finally end up there. So me and her actually sleep on the same bed because she never really have no space to take me. But me and her sleep on the same bed. And when Tony born, me, she and Tony sleep on the same bed. Tony was in a like a bad pan because Tony born premature. And we on the bed with Tony between us. Still, eventually we get big and we're still in the same one room. But she taught me a lot. She said, we're in the supermarket, walking up and down, picking up these goods. And me was saying, Aunt Dolly, why are these things so expensive, you know? Me talk like she, you know, that she's British. Well, British at the time accent. She said, Claudia, put on the people them things. Put on the people them things. She said, expensive? You don't have no money in your pocket. So everything look expensive. Never forget it. And I still use it sometimes on my children and other people. I said, put on the people things. You don't have no money in your pocket. So everything look expensive. If the thing was even $1, and you don't have any money in your pocket, it would look expensive. So, like me, I'm buying a property. When I was buying my first property, hell, I thought it was expensive, right?
3% for attorney's fee?
Yeah, because I didn't have any money in my pocket, right? No, Shirley, not to say you don't have any money in your pocket, but just imagine you're buying a $1 million US property, and a lawyer charges you 3% of $1 million US. Would you think that was expensive, Shelly? If you can afford a $1 million US property, you're not gonna think 3% of 1 million expensive. Because you have money in your pocket.
True.
So you see, it's relative.
Even if the lawyer not doing anything.
Even if the lawyer not doing
just
anything.
Just the mere fact that he's gonna hold your 1 million US gives you comfort.
Exactly. So and 3 million of 10 million is what? 300,000? Somebody correct me. But it's relative to what you have in your pocket, right, Shelly? So I would say their lawyers and their lawyers and their lawyers. Negotiate. Find a lawyer who for money you have in your pocket. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
Right. So if you're buying a shoes, may I buy shoes, but I walk in a Lee's, you know. I made the error of walking into Lee's with my daughter Rachel. 15,000 for her sneakers. I was like, Claudia, come on. Can you afford a 15,000 sneakers? I'm gonna catch myself. I said, Claudia, Jesus. Do you think like when you did poor man? You couldn't afford it, man. Tap it, man. Stop think so, man. I'll pay for the shoes and come out. But my first instinct was, dear man, what's expensive? No. So it is only relevant to the money that you have in your pocket, right? So somebody will walk into Lee's, buy the shoes for 15,000 Jamaican or 100,000 US and don't even blink, right? Because them have money in them pocket. So what she taught me once, you go and buy what you can afford, right? So if I can afford only a shoes for $2,000, I know I'm to go downtown and pick up a shoes for $2,000. Not uptown into Lee's to pick up a shoes, right? That's what you do. So you shop where your money will take you. So find a lawyer who will charge you what you can afford. Or another way around it. The lawyer said 300,000. You said to her, you know me only have 100,000. You can't do it for me. Same way. She just might say yes. Catch her up on a good day. She said yes. All right, that's what you do. You negotiate. All right.
Oh, Kendrick is answering your question. He says, only invest in what you know about. Yes, that was a good one.
Which one are the questions?
From Richest Man in Babylon.
From Richest Man in Babylon. Only invest in what you know about. Somebody else tell me what they learned from Richest Man in Babylon. Let me see if I'm reading it.
Is asking, which financial institution offers the lowest mortgage interest rate?
That I don't know. That one I don't know. Simply because I usually don't look at interest rates. Is who going to give me the mortgage? Mm-hmm. At the time. Who is going to give me this mortgage?
And which bank is easier to work with?
Yeah, man.
Some of them can be
rough. Yeah, some of them rough. Them just want your granny teeth, man. And you know it hard to pull out your granny teeth. Some of them rough, really. When I say rough, you know, I mean them jerk you, man. Who has been to an institution recently and them really jerk them?
Who has been under stress test from the back?
Yeah.
It's really a stress test.
Yeah, some of them rough. Courageous Tracy, and hi Tracy. Happy Sunday. Purchasing a lot of land.
Purchasing a lot of land and using my CRTD 100K to help with the purchase price. NHT required a letter of undertaking. When the vendor's attorney was asked to grant me the letter, he denied it.
God have mercy.
See, there's lawyers and
there's lawyers and there's lawyers, guys. I'm telling you something, you know, say, is one of my first ever client teach me about CRTD loan. Mm-hmm. That girl's name is she's a hairdresser. What's her name? Solar House in Portmore. 20 man, you remember her, man? Solar House.
I never met her.
Solar House at Newtown, Britain. What's that name?
No, it wasn't Newtown.
So you don't remember, I remember. I can't remember her name. Mm-hmm. But she was the first person.
What's the person's way around it, though? Can any
hold on. She was the first person. All right. So those of you who don't understand what that is, CRTD loan. It means contribution refund towards deposit letter. Everybody who call me and them now have the money, I say, go get that letter. Let me see how much it is. So apparently, Shelvers went and they have 100,000 there. So this is all the money that you pay to NHT up to the 2 years before you apply. So now in 2021, 2020, 2019. So this will be all the contributions you made up to 2019 that the NHT will give you back to use as part of your closing costs or deposit. Mm-hmm. So it's called contribution refund towards deposit, part of your deposit or your closing costs. So you can use it for your lawyer fee, you can use it for your deposit, you can use it for just about anything to do with the sale, the buying of a property. You don't get it if you're not buying. Now we're not talking about regular contributions, everybody. Regular contributions is up to 7 years before. So your regular contributions would have taken 7 years before 2021. Do the maths. I don't know what year that is. That sounds like 2013, maybe 2014. But you're getting everything up to 2 years before. And we have had persons use that and then get way more than Shelves and use it as an entire deposit, right? No. The vendor's attorney was asked to grant the letter and he denied it. Go to your lawyer. Give your lawyer the letter that NHT gave you requesting it. Now, all the letter is, and I tell you, that's why I must listen to people, because when this client came to me with this information that NHT was giving this back, me saying I had to go and investigate it and see what it was. That's what I did. I went and investigated, which is what the lawyer should have done. You should have picked up the phone, call the National Housing Trust and ask what it is about.
Or speak to the same rep who Chevelles is speaking to.
Right, speak to your rep at NHT Chevelle. So all it is, NHT saying, hey, we have 100,000 for you in your contribution refunds. So we can't give you 100,000 towards it. So what they want is an undertaking from the lawyer to say, Antonio, you might have one. Look if you have one in the meantime. Go into your email, because we have done these letters to people. It may be that the letter just needs to say, this is what I'm using, 100,000 towards the deposit, and we give the undertaking that if the person don't finish the sale, then we give back the 100,000. That's all it is saying. That is all the letter. That's all the undertaking the lawyer need to write. That if he don't use the money, he will give it back.
But I didn't know the vendor's attorney had the authority to deny NHT requests.
You know, the audacity, you mean? And the authority, the audacity. Because it's as if you don't, what happened? You don't want the sale to go through. What is it? No, I want telling her to. I should thank that girl who tell me, the young lady there, who tell me, I can't forget her name. She's a hairdresser in Portmore. You see, because she told me about the CRTD loan, guys. Trust me. Me use that and me sell real estate like crazy. Everybody who come to me, me say, contribution refund towards deposit letter, go get them from NHT. So me get them for use them contribution and buy up to this day. Me still I tell people for go get that and come back to me. Since week I told a young lady, get that, come back to me and we'll see how we can factor it in. And that's why I'm outsell to all of the real estate agents who are listening to me right now. Let me see the letter before you post it.
Is this it?
No, this is not it. Hold on. You posted the letter already?
No.
1 year. Clients are receiving. Sales agreement to indicate that the deposit are filed now with additional closing costs being further paid. In addition to the closing cost statement, my clients will then meet NHT. All right, but take off this to me. We'll use that, but that I wanted the letter itself from NHT. No, that's eligibility. No. Yeah, I can use this and show them what it looks like. This is me writing to Courtney Betty at the time. Scroll up.
Isn't this the same thing?
Yeah, let me see if the person is there. Name is there. Just take off the people's names. The person.
This is not. That's a PDF. I'm gonna have to use this.
Hold on. This is let me see the heading. This is us writing to the lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. All right, go. All right. So
I think I'm gonna have to use this one.
Use this one. Just take off. You can just take off this lawyer and take off that here. Let me see if you see anybody. All right, so we're gonna show you a letter. So I usually write these letters too. You need to get what happened to the lawyer probably don't understand what's going on. So you could get if you're working with an agent, you could also get them to write the letter. Yeah,
but lack of understanding is not cause for denial. You need to go and seek the information.
Lack of understanding, everybody, is not cause for denial. We learn that in a law. Lack of understanding is not reason for denial. Remember that. All right. So I used to write these letters to the everybody involved. I'm gonna show you now. So basically now, I am the agent in this, right? Prestige Realty, as you know, is my company. So I usually write this letter. Tony took out the date, but this is a long time one. So my name is Claudia Davis Realty.
It's 2015.
2015 is? And we're not 2021. You see how long I use this? All right. So our clients are receiving, and listen carefully how it works, because you might have to use it too. Our clients, which is my client, are receiving contribution. Who is also
the purchaser's client.
Our clients are receiving contribution refunds towards deposit loan totaling $129,075. See enclosed. So the enclosed would be the letter from NHT to say that that's what they're getting, right? Mm-hmm. That they wish to use towards their closing cost. They're also eligible for a combined loan of $7,600,000. As a result, they can receive 95% financing. In order to facilitate them obtaining the full NHT eligibility loan amount and the CRTD loan, the following is requested of the vendor's attorney. The sale agreement indicates a deposit of 5% along with the additional closing costs being further payment on signing. In addition, the closing cost statement should reflect a balance outstanding of $129,000, which is this amount. My clients will then make a request to National Housing Trust to pay the shortfall of $129,000 from the contribution refund towards deposit loan to complete the closing costs. See attached NHT document number 8, 10, and 11 when the purchaser's attorney prepares a letter to NHT. So you should have this Shelves. You would have had document number 8, 10, and 11. It denies that the 5% deposit and closing cost is not sufficient to pay stamp duty. This is at the time when transfer tax was over the amount. Transfer tax is now 2%, so this would not have mattered, right? It is recognized that the 5% deposit and closing cost is not sufficient to pay the transfer, and that therefore my clients will deposit an account with the vendor's attorney the amount of $640,000 representing 10%, so the vendor's attorney can proceed with the sale. Also, it is requested that the vendor's attorney should issue 3 separate receipts. So one, the 5% deposit, the second one, reflecting the difference between the closing cost and the $129, so that NHG will pay the difference, and reflecting the balance that will be refunded. The total of the 3 receipts is that. It is requested that the vendor's attorney refund the excess funds to the purchasers once the sale is completed. Thank you for your cooperation. This is me writing this. So you can take out the letter now. So basically, that's kind of how it works. At that time, the transfer tax was 2%. Transfer tax was 5%. Stamp duty was 2%, which is 7%, which is why they needed like a 10% to go through the sale. But that's not an issue now. You can pay a 5% because the transfer tax is 2%, right? So Shelves, your attorney on your side should be able to talk to the vendor's attorney and get this done. Either your attorney, or if you're using a realtor like myself. But you see, that's why you have lawyer. You have doctor. You have realtor.
Yeah, because this is something that is what, 7 years of doing
or more.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Or more. I'm surprised. So if that lawyer has come across contribution refund towards deposit loan, is because he don't have experience. But I'll get thrown that. No, not because him deny you the first time. You need to push until you get it. If you don't use this 100,000 now, you're not going to get to use it again. Right? So push and get it done. Do like Xander. You can't go over it, go under.
If they don't use it now, won't it go on the mortgage?
It will go on the mortgage 7 years from now. Yeah. So,
but to think the 100,000 that she has in her hand now maybe can do for something else.
But she may not have the 100,000, which is why she wanted the 100,000 CRTD loan. For some persons, the difference of 100,000 stops them from not being able to buy a property. You understand? Mm-hmm. So Shelves, don't make the man tell her, the woman telling her rubbish. You hear me? You get pan and case. Get it done. Monica Manhurst. Hi, Monica. Hi.
Kendrick was agreeing with you.
Accountability needed. Yes. If all schools open in New York, the children them in Jamaica need to go back to school. It's too long now. Yes, Janet, I agree. Oh, way too long. Good afternoon. Thanks for sharing your experiences. I pray that we'll not just hear what was said, but act on it. Our children are our future. Yes, Rusty, we need to act. Safi, social services, schools, parents, police, and hospitals all must play a part, but the government must make it a priority and lead. That's if you have leaders in government, Safi.
Remember, government is made up of the same disadvantaged youths coming up through society.
Why, Safi, one of the things that's a migration has hurt us. I think the bright people migrate.
I just the rest of us.
I kid you not. I think the A students in the A grade, when I was at Central Branch, I had A, B, C class. I was in A class. I think the A class students are migrated.
I know.
Those are the ones who would run a government, who would run schools, who would run hospitals. And sad to say, I do believe that our bright people who are suffering from a serious brain drain have migrated. So we're left with B class students running in politics and why you know not gonna vex with me for say it. I know they're not gonna vex with me for say it. But the truth is that the bright one them gone. When a bright stalwart stand up in a government, just see them. You know the A students in government, you know. I can't tell a couple of them. I know who are A student, like a man like what the finance minister name again?
Davies?
Nigel Clark.
No, that's old one.
No, Nigel Clark. Am I right, Honorable? I remember. I don't follow the politics, but when I get a little snippet, our lady by the name of Paula Llewellyn, a student, them. In the past, you know, our A people were like the same, right, Honorable Michael Manley? A student, them, you know. Them step up to the podium and speak, and the ideas and the things that come out, you know.
My favorite was always KD Knight.
KD Knight. Yes. So it's just that some of the bright ones are coming back now, but more enough not coming back. We have taken our bright people and we send them overseas. Don't come back. The Chinese and the Indians and the people, they do send people overseas, but them come back. Right? That's a mistake we made. We send them forever. Don't come back. Are them afraid for come back? Like, who said it earlier? She's afraid.
Staffy.
I can't believe Jamaica having all children homeschooling. It's madness. I agree with your courageous Tracy. The UK never took school doors, never locked school doors. All children are going to school and college. I agree, Tracy, and I don't know what is wrong with the Jamaican government. Who is leading that charge? Get the children back in the schools.
I think they were scared the children would give the teachers COVID.
Scared the children would give the teachers COVID and the teacher don't know if got the vaccine. Really? You're not serious.
But we can't deal with a shortage of teachers right now. The teachers are out for COVID.
If we can't deal with it, we import. What say people? We import. Import teacher, man.
Future said, unfortunately, crime will not be stopped in Jamaica, and too much corruption, police and government are linked with criminal and residents glorifying them. That is an issue.
Unfortunately, crime will not be stopped in Jamaica. Too much corruption, police and government are linked with criminal and residential glorifying them. Well, Future wants to say something about that. Future. Remember, the politicians, the teachers, the police, the soldiers, everybody we were talking about is pulled from the Jamaican society.
The B class, B students.
So if all our B and C students, if you say Jamaica corrupt, so when somebody say, me go Jamaica, you know, you say that the corrupt country, yeah, talk everybody I say no. All of we corrupt. So if you pull the police, the teachers, the politicians, and everybody from the one basket of corrupt apples, what do you think you're going there?
Not only that, the policeman went to primary school with the gunman. It's like, it's not that far.
Not that far. We're a small country, eh? 2 points, what I'm telling you now, 7, 8 million people. I assure you, if me can know so much people, I'm gonna keep the street and people say, Claudia, yeah, I'm trying to remember here. Imagine everybody know everybody, don't it? Everybody knows everybody. There is no hiding. So therefore, the truth is, too, if you talk Panaman, you do something, you might attack my cousin or your brother. That's another problem that we have. That is another problem. So we would have to import to stop the corruption. We'd have to import the police.
But future self, but still a look a piece of land with sea view.
Yes, future. You look at a piece of land with sea view. We might have some coming up. Not soon, maybe next year. What we have coming up with sea view? Oh, we have some out. But we don't get the price if I can't even talk about it.
Can't talk about it yet. But it's coming.
It's coming.
Don't give up future. Miss Claudia, how do I get my land surveyed? I have a diagram, but my aunt just had all the land survey. What can I do to get it in my name? Does the land have a title?
I don't understand. You just say your aunt had it surveyed. So what do you mean, how do I get my land survey? I have a diagram. But my aunt just had all the land survey. What can I do to get it in my name? You mean you have a piece of your aunt land? That's what you mean? Explain, Jessica.
No, that's Janice.
Oh, that's Janice. Explain. You're saying to me that, so like it, I say your auntie have 10-acre land, and you sit up on like a quarter acre, and you want to know if you get the quarter acre in your name. That's what you're asking. Clarify, and I'll answer.
Joy Johnson says, "Whoa! The first time I hear gunshots, I went under the bed."
Right, Joy. I'll tell you how Jamaica stay. When I used to live at Maxfield Avenue, one evening, me did up on the bed, I watch TV. My kids were in the other room, I watch TV. I'm here, boom, 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 boom. Anyway, me dive. Yeah, I used to it, you dive. But when it stopped, me get up, come out of my door and me look. Would you believe me see a man in the yard, Now, whether I'm a police, soldier, Indian chief, I don't know. But I've got in there, man. I say, what, boss? Everything all right? He say, yeah, man. Everything all right. I just go back inside of my house and go watch TV. My melody. Him say, man, say, everything all right?
Everything all right?
Yeah, everything all right. Make I don't know. So, the truth is we're all exposed to this violence, some more than others. Some communities too, more than others. I was more exposed when I was in Jonestown and Trenchtown. I'm down in Maxfield too, when I lived at Maxfield Avenue. So Maxfield Avenue, Jonestown, Trenchtown. I was more exposed, but I can tell you, recently, I was driving on Mona Road. My window was down. I hear boom, 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 boom. I swear it's bike. So in my brain, me I say, bike that. I mean, anyway, check my rear view, I really never seen a bike. But I continue driving. I was going towards Ligani. In the evening when me come up, me see card and half tape. The same thing I thought was a bike was actually gunshots. Mm-hmm. So you will be in certain places to downtown. Like when I used to run up on downtown, one of the things I trained myself to do, when the people started running or you hear any gunshots, get into a store. Mm-hmm. The nearest store to you, just get in there before they lock the door. Because they have a routine, they're going to lock the door. But you don't want to be on the outside. So anybody in there when we're locked in, that's fine. Mm-hmm. So just get inside of the store. That's what you do if you're downtown, right? Or any commercial district where you have stores. You just get into a store and you lay low until everything subsides. I was also coming, I don't know if those of you heard of the shooting in Halfway Tree. Not Halfway Tree, it was right at the intersection with Waterloo and Hope Road.
And Trafalgar?
And Trafalgar. I was right there in that intersection when that was going on. I couldn't see anything, but I was in line in the pile of traffic.
What was happening?
Police came down and back up some gunmen that was in a car right at Abbey Court there. So we all heard the shots. So we're coming down and then everything stopped. And we all heard the shots. We reclined my seat and just waited out. Mm-hmm. But it happens, eh? Some countries, I guess, are more quieter. Mm-hmm. Our country, though, we really need to get a grip on it. I don't know root cause, as I say. We need to find the root cause.
It's education.
I don't know if education will solve it, but it's the root. It's a lack of education. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or you're saying it's a lack of education. We need to get to the root of it. What is causing this fraction? And it seemed to be gang violence and friend and take out friend because they never on a deal and kind of thing.
Suzanne says, "Hi, ladies, beautiful program. You shared a lot of facts. Thanks for watching, Suzanne."
Thank you, Suzanne. This is exactly.
Suzanne says it should start from the home.
Claudia, you are so right.
Kendrick says, "You right. Many here in England and still the same say nothing now go on."
So many of them there in England and still say nothing now go on.
Faye says, "Ms. Davis, your expertise is real estate. Let me know how you dishonest our fellow men are."
Don't take them, huh?
Don't ask them to oversee the building of a house.
The money God. No house, no bill. Yes, Faye. No. Some persons make some bad judgments too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have the quote, by the way? Where's the quote?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So this will bring me to the quote now. Some persons make some bad judgments, right? Citizens need to be able to get what future say?
Oh, where is the quote gone? Did we close it? Let me see if I can find it back.
All right. Let me see what future said first. Hold on. Citizens should be able to get a license to get a licensed firearm to defend themselves against these criminals. If you don't own 100 business, FLA not giving you a license. Yeah, because you might be a gunman future. If you don't own a business, they will say you're a gunman. They say you want a license the firearm now for the gunman. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. To another point, some people do need it. Yes. Some issues come from mindset. I grew up in the ghetto also, but I knew for sure my consequences wouldn't define me. It takes hard work and determination. Yes, Dr. Dan Thompson, thank you so much for that. It's a mindset of, do you want this for yourself or do you want that, really? So Dr. Dan is talking again. She says, mentoring is also important for those who don't have support at home. Yes, mentoring is important. We don't have that continuity in Jamaica at all. I had good teachers, I must tell you that, from Mr. Abel to his wife, Mrs. Abel, who taught me in grade 2, to Mrs. Folks, who taught me in grade 3, and she taught me back again in grade 5, Mrs. Folks. And when I went to Woolman's too, I had good teachers, I had good mentors. I'm not telling a lie. I had all of that. Even though I was on the streets, I had all of that.
How do you remember all your teachers' names?
My girlfriend Jackie. That's how good they were. That's how the impact they made on me. I mean, they used to call me up to them decks. I would read because I was a good reader. My mother taught me that. I used to read for the class. I'm the one who did all of that. So I was very involved because I was bright and I was talkative, right?
I can only remember one teacher from high school.
And I did, when I went to Woolman's, now what saved me at Woolman's. So Woolman's was when the problem started. My mother migrated in second form, right? And then my father kicked me out right at the beginning of fifth form. But at Woolman's, again, school is important. Because when I went to Woolman's, I never remember what was going on in my life. Seriously, you had lawn tennis, you had track, you had netball, you had so many things that occupy your entirety. So for those who went to Woolman's know me from the tennis court. Because I never go home till dark. Because the tennis court occupy my time. You understand what I'm saying? So the school does make a difference. It does.
It's a good escape.
It's a good way to reorient or refocus or
realigning
or what's the word the doctor used? Mentor you. And another thing, which is why I don't want you to send children in the same zones to schools. No. So if you're born at Jonestown, nobody send the people them go to Jonestown High. Don't do it. When I went to Woolman's was when I realized I was poor.
True.
I didn't know I was poor till I walked to school in the morning with my mother. it was a shock to me. When I walk from Jonestown, I remember I never know Woolman's, you know. I just go to school. You pass to the school, but you don't really know it. When I walk from Jonestown, Slipe Road, up round Maraska to Central, to Woolman's, I see them carry their coming and drop out of picnic and mother. I was like, I miss a picnic coming out of the class and at Woolman's have our own desk. And them come and them have them nice knapsack, them time that them wear digital watch. And them digital watch, me just have one little analog watch. My mother did buy them at town. I'm forget it. I'm like a butter sneakers and them something. I go all. We go to the gym. We go to whatever. Nice sneak. I'm gonna tell you, for about a month or two, in a shell shock, you know. I was like shell shock. But what got me through, I was bright. You understand? So the kids would gravitate to me because I was bright and you help with homework, you show somebody this or whatever. Till eventually, you know, I woke up April Ferguson. She taught me lawn tennis. So that's why I know the school will equalize. The school can equalize a child, you know, because you see a different life, quote unquote. You see a different side.
That happened to me when I went to Wilmer's prep too. Like everyone was well spoken.
Yeah,
it was a huge difference from coming from Jamaica prep,
from the other school that you went to. Yeah, it's totally different. So the school, yes, and the mentors, yes, it makes a huge difference in your life.
Nicole Levy says, yes, the school system fail us. They don't teach us about business when going to school, only study and work for government.
Yeah, now if I was running a school, my school would name All Stars. And let me tell you something. My school would run on the premise that whatever you're good at is what you're gonna do. And you're gonna set up your own little commerce in my school. So if I'm picking to do something wrong, and then I have to go before the principal, you're gonna come there with a student council. Somebody like Tony who thinks she chatty and she can defend you. Right? So she's gonna come there as a student council and defend you. If you think you're good with hair, or you're good with nails, or you can fix shoes, that's how you're a little enterprise. And I would set up a whole 2 hours in the school just for everybody to set up them like an enterprise. So like doctor, I don't know if she's a medical doctor or what kind of doctor, but whatever she think she was good at. So those who want to be nurse, you could have go in the nurse area, the nurse zone. I'm gonna take temperature, I'm gonna do all these things, write up health card and whatever else, you know. Those who wanted to be administrators, or you know, you want to run something, my school named that All Stars.
Somebody wants to come and fix bicycles.
Yeah, that's what it would be called. And every everything that you, every talent that you have in you would come out. So you see this kid, Tony see this kid and this kid get called before the principal for something what them do, Tony will come defend the child. And if she make up a good defense, so be it.
Paid too.
Well, the commerce would come through because remember the kids are gonna pay for your service, you know. Because that child might run a lemonade stand. They might make money. I had to hide at Woolman's to sell me clip them. Yes, Woolman never hide to sell me little clip them, right? I'm a little scrungy, me have to hide. So children in my school would need to hide because there will be a whole 2 hours just for commerce. Anything you want to set up, you come and you present your business plan and you set it up. If you make money or you don't make money, that is on you. But you have an opportunity to set up. If you're losing that business, you can start the next one. Right through from small as a picnic straight up to the top. Any commerce you want to set up, you set it up. In the past, we used to work for ourselves. Remember, we used to have the blacksmith, the goldsmith, the man who put on the horseshoes. Those are family businesses. The man who run the grocery store, the laundromat. Those are family businesses. It's just in this century here now we start talking about working for people and doing this and doing that. So, yes, I agree. The school system is about building employees to get into the workforce. Because remember, they had to abolish slavery. So in abolishing slavery, they still needed people in the workforce. So basically, the school system had to do that. But you must remember, from the school system, you also have a family system. Your family system must strip you now. So the Chinese know that. The Indians know that. So they teach their children about business and commerce from home. You understand? We as Jamaicans, we need to understand that as well. So from your home, teach your children the business of commerce, because you have to live in a society where commerce is, you can't survive without it. Mm-hmm. Did you put up the quotas yet?
It's not sure.
Today, young people out too much distraction, social media, Netflix. Well, we always had some kind of distraction, but I guess we have more now, right? Back in the past, TV used to come on 4 o'clock.
That's your past.
You used to set up on watch Ramparu and Miss Lou.
My TV did not come on at 4
By
o'clock.
7 o'clock, we got out of bed when the news come on. Mother said, go to your bed. But yes, there is a lot of distraction. But remember the home. And teach a young woman and man to get married before they have kids. No one can do it alone. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can do it alone, Harry Morgan. I did it alone. That me disagree with.
Yeah, but it would be nice to have help, good help.
It would be nice, but some of them men do not want to sit out.
Yes, but it would be nice to have good help.
Yeah, good help. But you can't do it alone, but you give up some things, eh? Some things you have to give up.
Either way, you're going to give up things, but the help is nice.
You give up some things. Like I can't tell you where you give up. Well, depends. Your extended family structure, you might not give up entertainment, but you do give up some. You can't go party every night for sure, right? And with one income, you have to be smart. So you have to read The Richest Man in Babylon. Let's get to The Richest Man in Babylon. Those of you who don't read The Richest Man in Babylon, yet you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing.
The code is not on the screen.
It's on the screen? All right. Everybody can see the code?
Yes.
Yes. So when lending to some, this is from The Richest Man in Babylon. Tony needs to be there. Why not there? I'm saying it now. Richest Man in Babylon, my favorite, absolute favorite book. Sometimes I just pick it up and just read some little sections in it. I keep telling them if we're going to read the book. How many of you here read the book? Tell me to read the book or what to learn. So The Richest Man in Babylon. So you learn, somebody said they learn 20% to save 20%, right? Those of you who have read the book, you would have now been saving a 10%. I say get yourself up to 50%. I know you're saving the money. You have the money in your bank account, right? And guess what? The world know you have the money in your bank account too. And they're going to come borrow it from you. So what The Richest Man in Babylon says about borrowing? When lending to someone who is close to you, if you desire to help thy friend, do so in a way that will not bring thy friend's burden upon thyself. Remember that. If you want to help your friend, do so in a way so you don't bring your friend burden onto yourself. All right. What that mean? You have 100,000 in your bank account. Your friend come to you. You want 100,000 for borrow. If you lend your friend your 100,000, will giving him the 100,000 burden yourself if you don't get it back? What do you think? Will it? Sam said, do it in a way it don't burden you. When lending to someone who still has an unsettled balance, meaning you lend them money before, them don't pay you back. When they repay, so you said to them, when they repay, I give it back. But if they never repay, it will always remind me of one who was not faithful to my confidence. Yeah. So if you lend somebody 20,000, them don't pay back the 20,000. Richest Man in Babylon, so don't give them no more money. Use the 20,000 to remind yourself that they were not faithful, right? Them betray your trust to give you back the money. Now, he also says, if you're confused on who to lend the money to, he says, the safest loans are, I'm going to quote, 1, those possessions are of more value than the one they desire. What does that mean? Who can tell me what it means? Who read the book? If confused on who to lend the money, the safest loans are, those possessions are of more value than the one they desire. So in other words, I'm going to lend $21 million. First of all, the Richest Man in Babylon teaches us we must secure our principal. Just like how the bank wants to secure them principal, that's why they put them put a lien on your title because they're securing their principal. If you don't pay them back their money, them take your house. Richest man is Babylon say you must do the same thing. You need to get something from the man, some possession of his that is more valuable than the money that him coming from. That's why the bank only lend you 85% of the value of the property. So the property that them take from you values more than the money that them giving you. Right? So you must do the same thing. So the man coming want to borrow $1 million. You are to take something from him that is valued more. So those possessions are of more value than the one they desire.
I feel like the bank read this book.
The bank read the book. You think so? The bank read the book, people don't read the book too. Right? So take more. No, somebody want to borrow $1 million from you. Them come with a car value $1 million. Would you take the car?
No.
Why are you not going to take the car?
The car is going to depreciate next year and value less than $1 million.
The car is going to depreciate next year and value less than $1 million. Got it. Those who have the capacity to earn. Some man come to you and borrow $1 million. What you want to do with $1 million? Oh, I want to open a chicken coop or a fowl coop or whatever. No, this is a man who every day you call him. Oh, no, go on. Just get up out of my bed. Yeah, no, go on. Does he? You think he has a capacity to earn? You be the judge of that. So if he has a capacity to earn, then that may be a safe loan, right? Those who are guaranteed by good friends of a borrower who know him honorably. This is where them say, bring somebody as a recommendation. Mm-hmm. So somebody who know the man, who knows him as an honorable man, and that, yes, this man will pay back, man. Yes, Claudia will pay back the money. No problem. Claudia will pay it back. Right? So if your friend can guarantee him, then yes, you can lend him. But those are the three circumstances. Failing any of those three, keep your money in your pocket. Mm-hmm. 4, to thinking twice when lending money, which will be used for an irresponsible cause. So if they borrow for purposes that bring back money to them, I find it so. But if they borrow because of their indiscretions, I warn thee to be cautious if thou wouldst ever have thy gold back in hand. So let us say a man borrows some money from the bank, and the bank in him skin a half time and him give the bank him equipment as collateral. And him don't pay back the bank, and the bank in him skin, and him come to you now. You must lend him the money to pay the bank before the bank takes his equipment. Would you give that loan?
No.
So he says to think twice when lending money which will be used for an irresponsible cause. If they borrow for purposes that bring money back to them, fine. But if they borrow because of their indiscretions, I warn thee to be cautious if thou wouldst ever have thy gold back in thy hand again. Right? And the last one, number 5. Scroll up a little. Richard, I can have some water in a glass, please. Thanks. The last one is, well, it's not the last one, it's so many. To lenders on how to be wise on lending money. It is easy to lend if it is lent unwisely. Then it is difficult to get back. The wise lender wishes not the risk of the undertaking, but the guarantee of a safe payment. Right? You must let your emotions decide. Then not be swayed by foolish sentiments of obligation to trust thy treasure to any person. If thou wouldst help thy family or thy friends, find other ways than risking the loss of your treasure. You hear him say family or friends? So your brother, your mother, your sister, your uncle come to you to borrow your 100,000. You just save up. Because richest man in Babylon if you save it to buy your house. And I'm gonna come to you now and I say, man, pay the school fee no pay or whatever. You can't come out of this now. Your money pay the school fee no pay or whatever. And they might beg you to lend him the 100,000 for to pay the school fee. Would you lend him the one little 100,000 that you have to go buy your house and pay the school fee? No, that's one. So if you didn't read the book, you don't know all of that. You're gonna read the book, guys. Richest man in Babylon.
And speaking of reading the book, Claudia Bowen, that is. Miss Davis, I read the book and I wish I knew about it when I was young, but recommend that every parent get their children the book.
Right. I've been saying that. I read the book in 1988. I was 22 years old, somewhere there, about 1966. And it changed my life. Literally changed my life. I literally did every step throughout the years in the book. And some of them I still sure, and to this day, I still live by. I still have that book by my bedside. Xander tore off the cover the other day.
I think that's gonna happen to a lot of our books.
I'm gonna have to go buy back the book because him same one I forgot read it. The
can probably read it to him early.
No, I can't read it to him early. I have to wait. I have to teach him by doing first. No, I have to read it down the line. But the book, first of all, is that book tell me about savings. First thing. Save any amount from the liquor where you earn, save 10%. And then it went on to talk about other things. So I can't emphasize enough as who was the person? Who said she ready? Claudia Boyne, I hope you're ready and I hope you start implementing some of the things. It's never too late. Also to implement it, let your children implement them as well. It's a book that literally changed my life. Literally, hands down. And if you never ever read another book, guys, if you never ever read another book, and you read that book, you're way ahead of the game. Way ahead. All right, let me just take some water here. Hold on. Swimming, tennis, middle class. Track, lower class. Yes, Stacy. When I went to Woolmarts, I find that out. So I did track and field in first and second form. I run past them track, represent Woolmarts. Couldn't be a Shellian, but represented Woolmarts. Mm-hmm. And this when I met April Ferguson in second form. Mm-hmm. She introduced me to lawn tennis. That's how I went to lawn tennis court. I never had a lawn tennis racket. I April Ferguson racket I used. I went to lawn tennis court, and I tell you, I never looked back. I never did another track. Because seriously, it was the richer children. And I only was able to go on that court because of April Ferguson, and her sister was there too. It was the richer children who were in swimming and who were in lawn tennis. For real.
Same when I was at Women's Fair.
Same thing at Women's Fair. Yeah, the lower class, they're on the track and field because I even remember my mother sent me a spike. The first year I never had a spikes. We're running our buttock sneakers. As a matter of fact, the second year we had spikes, but they were used spikes. So you actually use a spikes that somebody, and spikes are shoes, guys. You're running with a spikes or somebody is running, right? So yes, I agree with you. I agree 100%. But big up to St. Hughes who did not charge for badminton or swimming. Woolman's never charge either. I learned to swim at Woolman's. What happened, Xander? Miserable. Richard, what happened? He's hungry, right? You want us to hold him a little while they get the feed?
Put away dollar bills, mommy.
All right, come. Mama, what? Don't show the people your miserable face on TV, you know. Don't show the people your miserable face on TV, you know. Mother going to mix your milk now, all right? See? You have to say, hi, everybody. Hi. Did you get any sleep, Xander? We have been giving trouble all this time. All right, let me see if I can scroll while you have him. You hit the nail on its head. That was Lorna. Which one of the nail, Lorna? Which one of the nail? We hit on the head. All right. Down a little. Yes, our curriculum needs to change. We need to teach them science and technology. Lord, not talk about the science and technology. Where's the lab? Where are the labs to teach you science and technology? Oh my God. I went to school at Woolman's. We had science lab, of course, and physics lab. Yes, we did. Biology lab. My daughter went to St. Hughes. She did swimming for free. Great. I went to Woolman's. Swimming was free too. Yes, yeah. Stacy says, St. Hughes is my school and tends to cater for all classes. They really make the effort to have sports available to all persons without cost. We also have plenty of space. Great. Why we need many people to sign up for a bank account? Why we need many people to sign up for a bank account? What does that mean?
You need 4
You mean
people.
you need reference? 2 reference, right? And what else? What is it 4?
It's 4.
Where you get 4?
No, it's 3.
2 reference.
2 reference.
2
One
reference.
who has an account there already, and then like a JP or attorney or somebody important.
Or somebody important. Again, I guess.
Because the bank is the richest man in Babylon.
Yeah.
And they're trying to what? Secure their investments.
I don't know. Jamaica, I don't know if it's an overkill though. I mean, when you went overseas for work experience, for what do you call it?
Yeah,
study
work experience.
Yeah. Did you open a bank account, right?
The company opened the bank account for us. When we went there, the bank account was already open. We just signed one more piece of document and they issued the cards the next week.
They issued the card. See what I'm saying?
But everything else was.
But in Jamaica, it's just a lot of stuff, right? I guess I don't know. And quite frankly, I think those bank accounts should be owned from your children, really. Victoria Mutual used to go on under that. I remember having a savings book as a child with Victoria Mutual. And I remember opening one, I think it was Rachel had one with where? Was it Jamaica National? Or it was you?
Me. I had a Scotia when I was little, and then you transferred it to an adult.
Right. Yeah.
But J and Bank did come around when I was at Heart and opened bank accounts.
Yeah, those things should be owned from your child, man. Xander, what happened? What happened? Ready to talk?
What kind of profession that teach school tech? That school teach?
What kind of profession that school teach? Henry, I'm not sure the question. Harry. You have to pay to use stadium resources, yes. My daughter swam at the stadium. I had to pay for that, yeah. Back in the days, we used to go Hope Gardens. Hope Gardens. I haven't been to Hope Gardens a long time, but I think the zoo has is back. I think the zoo is
Xander went. You remember?
You remember? No, Xander. All right. You mentioned the school system is failing. Well, perhaps the government needs to invest more monies in the schools. I agree. They're the ones who have said that they're taking over education. They need to invest more, yes? They're not investing enough.
I think what the government needs is a standard for school. What does a Jamaican school look like? And they should just make sure that all Jamaican schools
are standardized. Yeah. I need a standard. There is no standard. Every school is different.
They need to put the schools like a Jehovah Witness church. Not a Jehovah Witness church. Is Jehovah Witness? Yes, where everything is standardized.
The Kingdom Hall.
Kingdom Halls. Yes, that's it.
I mean, in Jamaica, anywhere in any parish you go, you know a Kingdom Hall church. They have a standard. It's clean. The design. I mean, I'm like, wow, this is an institution that really develops standards and maintain it. So the education ministry needs to do that. Develop a standard and say this is what every school must have or must have access to. And this is instead of all they're doing is developing curriculums. That's not good enough. It's not good enough. Where's the physical plant? Where is the support system that's around it? That's not there. Xander, I think he's hungry.
Yeah, man, food being made.
It's being made, Rich. But why Rachel taking so long? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4.
I think 5, 6. Didn't get any solids today.
Or you want us to Bob Marley? Don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry. Every little thing. It's gonna be alright. Xander, don't you worry. Xander, don't worry. No, about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. No. Rise up this morning. Smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies. What do you say? This is mine to you. All right, Xander, your milk is coming up.
Let's provide opportunity for
your milk is coming up. So everybody, we're just trying to Keep Xander active. He's fussing because his mother is late with this milk. What about his dinner though? Did he get his dinner?
G-Rock says provide opportunity and improve the education system.
And you want to sleep. And you want to sleep. All right. You mentioned the school system is failed. Oh yes. Provide opportunity. And all right. All right, you want to go to mommy? Put him down. Let him go to his mommy. Richard, are you ready?
Go to mommy.
He's coming to you now.
You know where to find her? She's in the kitchen.
Don't let him touch the lights.
All right, scroll.
Provide opportunity and improve education programs for the youths as well as adult schools for those who were not able to go to school as a youth. Yes, I believe that. The schools, our schools here, by 2 o'clock, everybody gone home. I'm like, why is the school closed? The school, where's night school? Where's night school? I mean, even hard trust. I'm saying, you're talking about plumbers, masons, and so on. Pull them into night school. Some of them working on the job, but them still don't have a training. So why you don't pull them into a night school and get them trained? Provide opportunities and improve. Yes. They need to do that. So if you miss the boat the first time, you have a second chance. Kid vibes say your whole life them want. That must be forgetting alone. Violet says, hey ladies, good afternoon. Just finished cooking. Oh wow, Violet. Boy, you make me hungry, I know, man. Rice and peas and chicken are good. What's the interest rate on the TRTD loan? Don't even know the interest rate, but guess what? You don't have to pay it back. It's paid using your contributions going forward.
Yeah.
So it's not something you pay back, Sophia. So you see, NHT work phony, man.
Where's that one?
Never work. That's one of the systems that actually works. The National Housing Trust. Again, that was, I understand, that was developed by the Right Honorable Michael Manley. So that's still going and that works. So those of you who are self-employed, I beg you, sign up for the National Housing Trust. Me used to ask you for sign up. No, me I beg you for sign up. If you don't sign up, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah, they need to just sign up.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, 1 year goes so fast.
So fast. All those persons we signed up last year before them qualified by the most and I'm happy now. And oh, come on, guys, sign up. Is there anybody here that was signed up who they have bought their home already? Put it in the chat, man. Stress test. Jamaica National for overseas buyers stress test. Or Jamaica National put it through stress test. Good evening, ladies. Richest man in Babylon. Work, save, and invest. Even yes, you couldn't put it a better way. Work, save, and invest. Yes, Stevie, you knocked the nail on the head. Oreo TD 5%. I don't know what that means.
Maybe that's the interest rate on the CRTD loan. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's the interest rate on CRTD loan? But you don't really see that. You don't pay that back physically out of your pocket. It's your contributions that pays that back. So Marshall says, good day. Good day, Marshall.
You went through the letter already.
Could you explain this letter to me? Oh, I went through the letter already. Is that what? Oh, Shani was the person who put it on the letter?
I don't remember.
Which letter?
It must be the CRTD letter. The only letter you put up.
Miss Claudia, my parents bought a home and paid it off prior to leaving Jamaica 40 years ago. Both names are in the title, husband and wife. My father is deceased. Does this transfer to my mom? Only if it's joint tenants. So you need to look on the title and know if it's joint tenants, right?
Or tenants in common.
If it's tenants in common, no. Your dad's part would go to his estate and you'd have to do a probate. So if you never leave no will, you do administration without will. But if it's joint tenants, then yes, his portion will go directly, automatically to your mother. All right? You'd only have to note the debt on the title. All right, Claudia, I have a house in Stonebrook Manor. Can I use my 2.5 energy contribution to do up my property, landscape, etc.? Yes. Home improvement loan? Yes.
At what point can you get that though?
Anytime.
Isn't there amount of years have to pass?
Anytime. I don't think she bought it using NHT. Did she?
No, that's Dwight. That's
Dwight. Yeah, you can. Just email NHT. We care at nht.gov.jn. You should be able to do it. 2.5. If you own the property outright, free and clear, keep the title in your pocket, man.
I know, 2.5, if you want to put in like a swimming pool or something in there.
Not even that. 2.5 is a little bit of money, man.
I'll just find the cash and do it.
Yeah. 2.5 over 2 years is like, how much money that? People tell me the months. 2.5 divided by 12 how much? Is that 250,000 or less?
2 years?
Or over 3-4 years, maybe even 5 years. Just do that little man. I don't know if we don't want to take a loan for that. Although the NHT loan cheap still.
But maybe they already have another loan. If you have another loan on the property, can you put the NHT loan on it again?
Yeah, you can. You can. But 2.5 million divided that by 24 is only 104,000 a month. That's less than 1,000 US. About 800 US. 700 US.
But maybe they're doing like Airbnb and don't have 2.5 years to wait.
But he wants to do landscaping. What else you want to do with the property?
It said etc. So it could be swimming pool as
Yeah,
well.
but first of all, Stonebrook is an already done up house. You get everything already.
You got landscaping?
No. So you can't cost it 2.5 million for landscaping.
Maybe there's a swimming pool.
I want to put a swimming pool house in a Stonebrook, man.
You get better Airbnb rates.
Swimming Stonebrook already come with a swimming pool.
But a very far one.
No.
If you're at the front of the scheme.
I don't know.
It's a huge scheme.
It's huge. Well, I don't think I'll put a swimming pool in Stonebrook, man. Chanel. So it's only 100,000 you'll get? No, you get your contributions. So whatever contributions you made to the National Housing Trust up to 2018, Chanel, you will get back all of that. I've seen persons get up to 500,000, especially the foreigners, because for them, money where them are paying, the 3% that they are paying, and them it calculated based on them pay overseas, for them 3% big. So I've seen persons get up to 500,000. I know a couple who got one of them got up to 500,000, bought a house from me at Tranquility Village. So it depends on how much money you need. Alright, so you're going down the line, finish up.
Stacy agrees with you. She says, yes, a lot of bright people migrate. Some are still here, but held down by the system.
Yeah. A lot of bright people gone. Brain drain. Kill us, man. That happened in Afghanistan right now. Everybody are runway.
Literally.
Totally agree. Love you, Miss Davis. Thank you, Peter.
See, someone explained here, CRTD is a loan and interest rate is 2%.
Oh, it's 2%. Yeah. It's a loan, interest rate 2%. None to squeal about. You don't even see it. Them not ask you back for the money. Take the money. It's your money them lending you anyway.
What, it goes onto your regular mortgage and just pay it?
No, it's not on your mortgage. Your contributions that you're going to make after this, subsequent.
Oh, it's going to help.
It's going to cancel the loan. But you're not going to see it. It's just a computer thing. Like when you don't see your contributions now when it got there. So you don't have access to your contributions when it got there. It's just a computer thing. But the good thing is that they have decided to lend it, to give it back to you as part of your deposit. That's excellent. Good move from the National Housing Trust. Game changer. They make me sell no real estate.
Lorna says, crime or no crime, may I come back coming yard.
Yes, Lorna, get yourself here. Looking forward to it. Want to slip lemonade up on your veranda.
Maxine says, we probably need to change the name of this YouTube live.
No problem. People ask me random questions, Maxine. I will just answer it. Oh, me tell you how me see it, yeah. I saw you have a Draxall house, but price. What? Price. I want it. Yeah. Draxall came out already?
Draxall? I mean Fairway.
Fairway came out?
It came out on the blip, not on the channel. We have a little community section.
Oh, okay.
That I've been using more.
Okay.
It's quicker to get things out on it.
Okay. 270,000 now. Again, it's about buying what you can afford, Henrik. So, like that 275,000. So I can't afford it. It's 40-something million. sell it, but I can't buy one. So I'll go and look for something that's 12, 13, 14 million, like a belly right?
That's a fourth of the price.
Yeah, that's a quarter of the price. You buy what you can afford until you can afford what you want. That's the key. And even so, if you do get to the stage of what you can to afford what you want, when you get there, you find, oh, but it's not what I really want. You know? So you buy what you can afford until you can afford what you want. The thing with the real estate moves heavily with inflation. As a matter of fact, it moves triple. Yeah. So if inflation around 5%, that's gonna run you 15. And it's gonna run. So which is why you want your money in the real estate, right? Because when it's a run, it's gonna run with it. It's the only thing you're going to buy that is going to keep pace with the inflation. Everything else are gonna mash up with you, including the car, everything else. Does voluntary contributions to NHT need to continue making monthly contributions after they've gotten a loan? Yes, you do. Yes. So the rest of people go and get them loan. All right, I'm going to tell you why. I just answer it that way, but that's one of the reasons. But the other benefit to you, Anne, is that all those contributions that you're making will start to go on your mortgage principal once you don't owe NHT. It will go to your mortgage and you'll cancel your mortgage so fast you wouldn't believe it. Mm-hmm. So it's a way of you canceling your mortgage without you even knowing it. So what I used to do is every January, about February, I'd start calling them up. I say, hey, did you send my contribution refund to my mortgage? Yeah, check it.
They've gotten better at just doing it, though.
Yeah, I mean, make sure say go to it. So you can do that too. But your contributions will go towards your mortgage. That's one of the benefits. So you don't even have to be saving ahead to try and cancel down this principal. It's going to do it for you, right?
And that's one of the benefits of NHT.
Yeah, that's one of the good things with NHT.
Regular bank don't do that.
No, they don't. The other thing, though, if you don't have no house with the National Housing Trust and you're still contributing, when you get to age 65, you just go for the money as part of your pension. You get back all of your money with the interest that them put on it. I don't know what that interest is, but
probably
1%.
You still get back your money.
You still get back your money. So it's like a compulsory savings, right? So I would say continue to contribute to the NHT. That's fake.
Yeah.
You remember I said that if you're going, we'll be walking on dead bodies outside from all the gunshots. Yeah. Well, listen to gunshots from a picnic. We need the interventions in the homes and communities. Yes. The foundation of society is the homes. If the home is broken, then society is broken. Yes, Stacey. And that's where the crime plan needs to start. If you don't start there, so. And the thing is, we have this thing, we have fight force with force. So we have fight gunman with force. Gun, police, soldiers, this kind of thing. Is it, has it worked? Has it been working? I don't know. You kind of have a scattershot approach, right? We don't want that. We want a focused approach to this thing. Anything for me in St. James or in or Lucy, something old, or price, or piece of land. Send us a WhatsApp, I will show you what's on the system. We're not so sure. St. James. Kenrick says,
I read Willie Lynch's letter of how to raise a slave, and trust me, most of what he's saying is playing out in Jamaica, or might need therapy.
Or might need therapy, or maybe we need to stop teaching slavery in schools.
I know, we need to just throw it.
We need to just throw all of them books there, fling them where, stop inculcate the people and brain.
We don't need to teach anything before independence.
I don't think so, quite frankly. Because some people mind can't manage certain things. Consider teaching real estate and business seminars in your former and other schools, and our business entrepreneurs management. Boy, I think I think the entrepreneur skill need for in there for a little. That's why I'm sure those work more school. I show them more school for run.
All Stars Academy.
All Stars. Everybody come through the gate as superstar in a one way or another. Yes. Some parents have no tolerance. Yeah. Some parents have no tolerance. The truth is, some parents are overwhelmed by their children. Some children are actually brighter than their parents. You can't manage. And that's why I need a whole family. Yeah. Because right now, as is under handling his mother over there, she's overwhelmed.
Probably tired.
Probably tired. So she's just dying for Tony and Tony and myself to come and relieve her. So the truth is, you need a whole family, yeah. And in isolation, it don't work, which is why a lot of times I ended up walking around to my friends with Tonya and just chilling and help take care of her and so on. You can't do that part of it alone. You need help, right? So the tenement yards used to be really good. My mother left us in a tenement yard in Jonestown. I mean, we never suffered in the tenement yard. We had lots of people around us, wake us up. Breakfast, Claudia. Yeah, time to go to school, walk back. You had a whole community. But my mother wasn't there. She was missing, you know. So the truth is, one person can't do it. The other sad reality is that our men are absent. For some reason, our men have disconnected themselves. And women have been forced to take on roles. So our men are supposed to be our providers and our protectors. But women have to take on the role of providing and protecting. Women have the role of nurturing, right? Nurturing and feeding and that kind of a role. Men are the protectors and the providers. But we have
the teachers.
But we have taken on the role of nurturing, feeding, protectors, providers, you name it. The women have taken on that role. It's weary, it gets tiring. So when you have a child who is acting up, you're at your wit's end. You don't know what to do. Of course, some of that frustration is just going to come out of the kid. After all, you're human, right? So men, you need to not disconnect so much. If you're the man, you're the woman having a falling out, don't have a fallout with the child.
That can be hard though.
Try. Why is it hard?
Because of the woman.
What do you mean? Explain yourself to the people. Explain yourself.
I think that when a man and a woman's relationship have fallen apart and a child is still there, even though I think men genuinely still want to be there for their children, I think the women make it very hard to maintain that relationship because it's almost like there's a spite because he's left her. They're trying to use the child as a shield from the man. I think that's unfair, but I think that happens a lot in society. And so it makes it very difficult for this man to maintain a relationship with his child when this woman is just so antagonistic and up in his face and just like, and men are not like that. They don't want every time they come to see their child, this woman is there cussing them out.
Yeah, that's true. And when he picks up the phone to call, he has to call you to talk to the child, and he knows he's gonna get a whole earful before. Women, I'm here to tell you, I have 2 baby fathers.
Do better.
Do better. The best way for you to get anything from a man is to be nice. That's just it. There's no if, buts, or maybe. Or especially, I know about Jamaican men. Jamaican men are simple people. Very simple. Nothing no hype and tight about them. Them just want somebody who's loving, caring, somebody who will see them as somebody, see them as a man. You know what I'm saying? So the hype and the flipping and the cuss out and the, well, you never know, so you should have done that. What do you mean? You don't know some people need pampers and be me for telling that every time. Don't go there, man. Don't go there.
And men bring simply, just send a list on WhatsApp. And they're not going to remember.
Not remember. With WhatsApp and all these things, I don't even know why you're cussing out the man. And don't cuss him out on the WhatsApp either. But you need to do what I do. You know? You need to leave it all up to him to decide how much he wants to be in his child's life. There's no point in forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do or they're not naturally inclined to do. All right? So for me personally, I always pretended that these two children were mine and mine alone. If they want to be apart, more power to me, more gravy for me. You understand? And sometimes you have to make the consequence fall where it can, where it should.
The consequence.
Yeah. Sometimes I make it fall where it should. Because everything in life comes with a natural consequence.
Oh.
You may try to protect your child or the man from a consequence. So you think to yourself, no man him need to take care of it. No man him need to come take you look for him pin man. Because you are trying to say, you know, say if you not come look for this kid, you know, down the road, the pitney I go see man don't even know say I'm father. So that later on, if him do meet him father, I'm gonna vex. So you the mother are try to protect against that happening as a natural consequence, right?
Yeah.
But not realizing that any consequence that is to happen will happen with or without your interference. Focus more on yourself and on your child. Focus more on what you can do, right? There are just some things that we can't do. So we can't force a man to buy baby feed. We can't force a man to come pick up him child, take the child for ice cream, bring him back. We can't do none of that. That's not our role. All right? It's also not our role to cuss out the father and tell the son or daughter, hey, your father never take care of you, you know. You worthless like your father, you know. Let me say this is a come out in you. Don't do it. Ladies, I'm here to tell you, men are simple creatures. Read the Bible. From Adam, come. You realize the Creator in his wisdom, or in her wisdom, knew that Adam could not work without Eve. Adam would not be happy. Adam would not survive without a companion. So he decided to create Eve and give Adam as a companion. The Creator in his wisdom created Eve a certain way. She was to be his companion, his friend, somebody he could talk to, somebody he could rely on, right? For comfort, to be there for him, not an adversary, not somebody to go war with. Would I create a next man? Come on, guys. He would have. The Creator in wisdom would have created a next man for Adam go war with, for go conquer the world. That's not what the Creator intended. That wasn't his intention. He created Eve. So think about it, ladies. I'm talking to the ladies now. Now, a man is nothing without a good woman. Literally. Literally, that's just the truth. Men, you know, and I know that you're at your very best when you have, and Xander is back at it, Rachel. You need to control Xander. You cannot have Xander disturbing my tube life with this thing. All right. Come outside. You'll be cold. Calm. All right, go to the veranda. Yeah, well, mosquito. I'm a brave mosquito. Jamaica, I'm live. I'm brave the mosquito that outside.
I think she's worried for herself, not Xander.
Put some garlic water by your foot. Tell you the home about you. So the Creator create Eve. So ladies, use your common sense. Your man is at his best when you are at your best. And you're not at your best when you're at war. Because you never build for war. Women don't never build for war, no friend. And like I tell Tony, women were not built for war. Come on. So therefore don't go to war with your man. I don't want you, gentlemen, put your thing in the chat. Aren't you at your best when you come home to a loving woman who comes to the door, hugs you, and says, baby, how was your day? You know, baby, dinner will be soon ready. Or baby, can you, after you finish, whatever, can you just maybe help me cut up the onions? You know, I've had a rough day today. Put it in the chat. And don't you find that you're at your best? You do well at work and so on when you have a good woman who just brings out the best in you. Put it in the chat. More one man tell me if you not feel better. That when the woman are war with him about this, that, or whatever. So the men, quite frankly, I think some of women have literally run these men out of these homes. What do you think with them out? You told it. I've literally run them out. Me go through it enough. My mother and father used to put on a piece of cussing, and my father would have beat my mother simply because he was coming in the night late. She decided to take him out. You can't come so late. You bring on and pick there late. I mean, we went to Central Branch Primary. We had to bolt to Independence City because of the same gun issue and whatever in Trenchtown and Jonestown. And he was supposed to take us home in the evenings with a car that she had an input in. And he didn't. He had to lock up the car in the night. He had to do all kind of things before him reach him yard. And that just turned my mother head upside down. This was before you had phone and all of that. So just imagine. And I tell you, it caused a serious rift to the point where my mother picked us up in the middle of the night, pack up furniture, everybody, and leave the house. And he never know that we were leaving. So, not saying that she was not to be upset because of him coming home late and all these things. But ladies, to be honest with you, if I was in her situation, none of that would have bothered me. I would make arrangements to go get my child myself. When I realized that this is what is happening every night for a couple nights, and what's the point, really? You cannot change the man. You can only change yourself. There is no way you can change the man. You can't. If him not seating himself, so you must carry him and put them early, and then you go back to the bar or whatever. If him not have that enough in him head space, me and you can't change that. We have to do what we have to do, which is one of the reasons I never did rely on a man to do anything. I rely upon myself.
But right? What was she asking reasonable?
It don't matter if it's reasonable. You can be asking it to another man and it's reasonable. You ask it to this other man, it's unreasonable. It has to do with the person. It has to do with the individual. You teach somebody algebra, you teach the next person algebra. The two of them now learn it the same way or at the same pace. Are two different people you deal with.
But I always wondered why she didn't just pick you up after her work finished.
Exactly.
And took you home.
Yeah.
I always wondered that.
Yeah, but eventually what she did have a solution. She moved. She picked you up from Independence City, pack up a truck, and move, go back in a Jonestown. That was her solution, which was closer to the school. So that was her solution. So in a sense, yes, she did find a solution. She stopped quarreling with him and stopped making beat her up or whatever and just get out of there. So ladies, I want you to focus on yourself for one, make yourself a better person. You're not a good person when you're cussing out and all of that. And in front of the child and all of that. No. You want a man is more responsive when you're loving to them, when you're not quarreling every minute. They love that. They respond to that very well. Oh, me not hear no man in the chat so them respond to that if I rubbish me attack. No men not on this chat.
All right, while we're waiting on that, Corner says, how do you get a mortgage loan in Jamaica if you're working abroad? Please name an institution that is easy to navigate.
How do you get a mortgage loan if
you're working abroad? Are you just working abroad or you're a resident abroad? Maybe just working abroad. It has to be a certain amount of years. So
you have to be working more than 2 years overseas. And you must be a resident in the country. So you're either a resident or you're a citizen or a British citizen. You can't just be hiding out in the country and trying to get a mortgage here. You must have a status.
Okay.
Right?
So if you're legally working, you can get a mortgage.
Yeah.
But you would be considered a Jamaican.
No, you can be a citizen. You can be a resident in that country with a green card.
But what if you're not a resident and you're just working over there on a work permit?
Or if you're on a work permit, you're a Jamaican and you must file a tax return. You have to show a tax return. That's another thing. A lot of you're not gonna get past the system, if you don't get into the system. So if you're there overseas and you're hiding out and you're not paying your taxes in Jamaica, you're not filing a tax return, then Jamaica not look for you either. You understand? And the truth is, you can't save for buy a house. You can't save, you know. You have to definitely get into the system. You have to borrow the people their money and pay it back. Coming to Jamaica soon to buy up some land. Crime or
Rusty Willow says it's joint tenants. Oh, that's good then.
It's joint tenants, so you're good, man.
I mean, your mom owns it.
Your mom owns it. All right.
Yeah. Nicole Levy. Really, I didn't know that, Claudia. If you don't get a house from NHT at age 65, you can get your money.
Yeah, man. Nicole says most of us don't even use maths and we're forced to do it. You use some of the maths, Nicole. They use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Full stop. Those 4. When you learn that, you learn everything you need to know. Today, young people owe too much distraction. Well,
Faye says, my son told me, Mom, if you can afford to lose some money you're lending, go ahead. But if you know you can't afford not to get it back, don't lend. Yes, that's so true.
That's so true. Don't lend. So if you can give it to them, you give it to them. Mm-hmm. But besides, who can give away money these days? You always have something you want to do with the money.
Mm-hmm. Ron says, hi ladies, I worked for 12 years in Jamaica. How do I get my NHT points? I am now living in the States.
NHT points? You only can get NHT points if you apply for a loan. If you apply for a housing scheme loan.
Maybe they're talking about getting back their monies.
Actually, refund contribution. But you're only getting back up to, how long them say them stop? 7 years? 12 years? Yeah, you're supposed to get back all of it now. Mm-hmm. If it is 7 years in the back. Stacey said track lower class. Lorna said.
Yeah, that's from before.
That's from before. So I'm way ahead.
Yeah. Lenny says, hi Claudia, what price for the St. Mary half-acre gated, please?
What's St. Mary half-gated?
I'm not sure.
Oh, we don't know yet. We have one something coming, but we don't know the price.
Is it gated?
No, I don't think it's gated.
Yeah, I think that's it. Monica said, yes, TV signed on in the late afternoon. JBC was the only station then.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so old. I remember the day CVM came live.
Really?
Yes.
When was that? What year was that?
I remember it distinctly because I think they aired the program with like Lassie was showing on the TV that afternoon.
Somebody asking us what happened. What can you say? I can identify with you, Claudia. I went to Immaculate from the gully side. And the whole 5 years I didn't fit in. They said, don't fit in like that one. But just hang out with April Ferguson and she get me through for the last tennis court.
So at what point did you meet Auntie Jackie?
I met Auntie Jackie. We met from early, man. Because Auntie Jackie lived where I live. We used to see each other on the Xander. From one extreme to the next. It's biggie, I say. No, he's hitting the window to get my attention. Control it. Your son, Rachel. So, we met early, man.
Early, like you were
early. I went
before age 10 or
no,
like
I was
high school?
Third form. Because I went up to live at Millsboro at second form.
So my mother
coming down on the bus stop.
Oh, because you guys were in the same uniform.
Yeah, we're in the same uniform. Going to Woolman's together. That's how I met. We used to hang out at our house sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, before you went up?
Yeah. Hi, ladies. What happened if the parish council lost your plan? Oh, my God. They lost your plan?
Better reprint one and give them again.
Yeah. The easiest thing, reprint it and give it to them. Or just cuss till them go look for it. You can usually ask the person who do the drawing though to reprint it. And you may have it digital too. You didn't send it here digitally? I know it's a pain in the butt when they do that, right? But if you're near Portmore, there's a cheap place over Portmore that print it. Upstairs, Portmore Pines in that plaza. We can still stand on the sidelines and comment. At the end of the day, Jamaica's social structure is screwed up, and the children are the ones that lose out. Education, etc. Yes, it is messed up. And it's not now it messed up. We're coming back as far back as from when Michael Manley said free education. That's so far back. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. I still think the school can equalize. Still think the Jamaican government has not done enough for us to be able to equalize in the schools. I think Michael Manley had good intentions, but we needed to have taken it a step further.
I think good intentions were there, but I think successive governments have failed in what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Just like how they failed on crime, they've just been failing.
Somebody liked my suggestion about the entrepreneurial suggestion for school. Yeah, I tell you.
I always thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't need for a hide and a sell me clip them.
Not only that, too, children would learn so many things just from. They'll learn business aspects, how to socialize, how to earn their money, and
how to
save
talk,
and sell,
how to sell them products,
communicate,
how to communicate, how to do them own books.
Like this framework, I mean, children will be creating websites and social media pages for people to sell their products.
Yes, it would be a whole industry. Mm-hmm. In that entire school, everybody would have found their little piece that they could manage and do and deal with. Yeah.
Persons who want to design uniforms or whatever for the businesses,
People who just want to have clean shoes. Mm-hmm. In England, you have people who clean your shoes. You walk up and them clean your shoes and make money. In the army, we have people who do that. We call them batmen. Mm-hmm. So, your batsman. So, therefore, something like that, an entire school, you would just see so much. No, people have to hide and do things. And that is why them culture, you learn certain things in the school too. So, you go to school, the line long, the lunch finished before you can reach up at the top. What you do?
That was just the worst.
That's the worst. What you have to do? You're not going to bribe one picnic if you go buy your lunch. One of them will boast you up, or one of them will know the people every night can't eat. You're not going to bribe them to go get. That's a huge thing. You're not going to bribe them to get your lunch. What do you think of that? You learn some of the ills we have now in society. We learn it because one of the things too, scarcity. Would you believe you still have some schools that don't have enough chair and bench for picnic? School is opening and you don't have enough chair and table and say 100 picnic are coming in school. Scarcity. Scarcity teaches you to go around. Even once upon a time, we own birth certificate. We have to bribe people forget to own a birth certificate. Something can't go, so.
I'm so glad they changed that.
Come on. So all of those systems embedded in the system. Mm-hmm. It's embedded. So if you change that whole expectation and that whole thing. So if you change the whole system of pick me up for hide, for sell them 2 little Johnny cake and to make a little money, to support themselves and them family. Mm-hmm. If you change that whole system of hide and seek and you have to do things under the table, you have to sell the things under the table because the teacher will see you and run out of the class and take away your goods.
Not only that too, but just from starting at that premise, when they grow into adults, they still wanted everything under the table.
Yes. And this whole thing where my mother and father used to sell down past Spanish Town Road. No, my father used to sell past Spanish Town Road. Them never beat people off a roadside. No, them literally have beat the vendor them off of the road. I'm saying, what is that for? True. You should have vending zones. You should have vending zones where you say to them, one of the things I've always thought they could have done downtown especially is have vending zones, right? You said to them on a Wednesday when it's like half day, or even on a Saturday. If I was the mayor of Kingston, I put the vendors back to back in the road. So on 2 days of the week or 3 days of the week, I would say no vehicular traffic. Princess Street, Beckford Street, Orange Street, the one of them street. And no vehicular traffic can come through. And I would put the vendors, not on the sidewalks, but I would put the vendors back to back in the middle of the road. And the pedestrians would walk the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. So the pedestrians who want to go into the store, you're going to the store. You want to turn and buy from a higgler in the middle of the road, you turn and buy from the higgler in the middle of the road, on the side of the road that you're on. Everybody go through, everybody shop. Everybody I buy them goods. Some people, the same wholesale is where them go, pick up the thing, come out a road and sell it. I would not stop that commerce. I would not be beating people off of the sidewalk from selling. A lot of us go to school from selling. I was one of them. We go give people them give you lunch money and your bus fare because them a seller, them a igla. You understand what I'm saying? So that is part of our culture. So why do you want to mess it up? Why we can't just everybody live as one in a one community and one cohort? You just say, listen, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or you say Thursday, Friday, Saturday is market day. No vehicular traffic. So make sure you get all your goods and everything. Because you know, say Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the market day. Right? Put the higglers in the middle of the road with them umbrella or whatever them want to cover themselves, them tent, whatever, and leave the sidewalks free. Rachel,
Xana telling you over your time.
Leave the sidewalks free for the pedestrians to walk through, buy them goods. The market man, the cart man can push him cart, pick up the goods and take it to your car or whatever you provide. Proper security, proper parking spaces for persons who want to go downtown, park their cars, walk to them shopping. And the same thing can happen uptown. You can also have night shopping. So in the nights, a road like a Hope Road, maybe the Constant Spring Road coming down where you have all the plazas and everything. We won't lock up plaza them at night time for. You know, simply lock off the roads. You have the parking. You get all the vendors and you say, hey, this is where you're allowed to vend for the night. And you open up the district. You may say open up from 8 to a 12 midnight. Or you say from a 9 to a 1 a.m.
That would be nice after COVID.
Yes. And you designate the parking zones. So you said to me, Claudia, okay, Claudia, you cannot park wherever. I mean, I don't know, halfway tree, I'm thinking, but you have your designated parking, right? You can do the same thing in Crossroads, halfway tree. You can extend it to other markets. You do the same thing. What is wrong? Why are we being so oppressive with our people trying to make a living? And all of this, again, stem from government and how you think. You want an inclusive society? We have to include everybody. It can't just be the man we can push a key and go in a store. We have to include everybody. If we don't include everybody, we're going to be in problems. And yes, we're going to have crime and violence and all of that. Because as Tony said, you leave out the little youth. Right? The little youth come up. Him sit down there and help him mother sell. Him see police come and beat him mother off a sidewalk. Well, what is that? What is that? The taxi man, you have the people that drive down the taxi man, I block him, I run down him car, I drive him out a car, I beat. Come on, guys. All of that cause unnecessary tension and rupture in the society. It's not necessary. Another thing I see happening in halfway tree, to come through halfway tree sometimes, most times I avoid it. The government of Jamaica, they have built a beautiful bus park for the buses, JUTC buses. We also have the coaster buses and we have the route taxis. And they're in the Mandela Park. And if you ever see the little chop-up space, Jamaicans know what I'm talking about. Those who live here and have to go halfway through. So they're at the mercy of the police officers. They're at the mercy of the pedestrians. Everybody run to get the taxi. They have nowhere to drive these cars to park them.
There's too much of them for the space.
There's
that they're
just too much of them for the space. Now I'm saying, even the pedestrians trying to cross over. So those trying to cross over, right, where Jamaica National have a building.
Oh yeah, that's
terrible.
That's
and I'm saying,
crossing.
why them do a bill over a bridge? What is it going to take for us to understand that you have to put in social systems so that people can live and feel a part of the system? We cannot be fighting every single thing. So you imagine lady get up now and try to go work, fight for cross the road. It should be fight for going in a bus. Fight for oh, come on, guys.
But now that you're saying it, it should be a bridge from the bus stop, not from the bus park.
The JUTC.
Right across.
The JUTC need a bus. We need a bridge, the whole of that system.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling you what I mean with I don't know. I'm telling you what I mean with that. Me lick down the entire Mandela Park. The Mandela Park needs to go. I would hit down the Mandela Park and create that space for the taxis. It's not enough, but it would be more space. Because you're moving them too fast, right? The pedestrians, I would put the pedestrians above ground. So the pedestrians would walk above. So vending area, everything would be on top. So the pedestrian them want some snack or something by them, go up so then them walk, come down, go to the taxi. And this would encompass the entire Mandela Park area over to where they would have a bridge going over to NCB too. So on the side of Hope Road, they'd also have a bridge going over on the other side when they're going on to Hagley Park Road. And on the side of the bus terminus back to Jamaica National. So all of that would be a good old boardwalk up in the air for them. I kid you not. That's my dream. And then below that entire thing is that we would have the bus, the coaster buses and the taxis. Also, that big building that we have around on Hagley Park Road that is now selling cars. I saw them clearing it out, and I thought it was going to be for the taxi men. I thought government of Jamaica was going to move the fire station here, the police station, and the courthouse. What was I thinking? Because them chuck up now around on Hagley, around on Maxwell Avenue with no parking. And I thought that they were going to move them there. And I look, I said, Well, I mean, a big old space. And you have a taxi man, them chuck up around us. So no, when we set up systems where everybody have to fight, you go to school, you have to fight to get lunch. You can't go in the lap on the computer. No. You not bright enough to go up on the computer, so your class can't go up on the computer. Come on. But we have to fight for go to the canteen. We fight for everything that we have to fight for go up on the bus. Bus not have enough seat. Tony, you forget that one there. We fight throughout the whole system. And them say Jamaicans aggressive, but the system, the teacher say, the scarcity. Enough birth certificate not there for everybody. And we're not giving away enough A in the school. Sorry. We don't have enough box juice and patty. Sorry. So I remember I used to line up for even my uniform at Woolman's. Even that is scarce.
You have to line up for uniform.
To get my mother had to war to get uniform at Woolman's. Because the person who making the uniform, them not making enough fast enough.
I don't think that happens anymore.
All right. So Javina says,
you're right. As a man, I do love that.
See, Javina agrees with me. As a man, he would love to have a loving woman. So does Dwayne. That's all I want. Loving from a lady. Dwayne says, worse she can't cook and make me happy. Worse she can't cook, or you want her if she can't cook, that's not make you happier. So Lenny says, man only need good loving, good food, and honestly, then men will give the woman its all.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll see, only hear it from the men's mouth, ladies. So those of you who are ladies and you're listening, I'm sure you have learned something today. So if you have not been loving to your man, just do a reverse.
Right, just look at what you're doing and see what you could do better.
Yeah, and do better. Forget about what he's doing. You play your part. A man will come around. Them nothing wrong with them. Them smart. You think them not smart? Them have sense.
That's it. They don't hold any hard feelings.
That's it. Hey, listen to me, guys. I work on construction site. Holy man, up here, man. Me the only woman there all the time. And me can't tell you, two men start cuss out them one another, even all fist fight. Within seconds, it done. Literally, it done. You see them a share cigarette. You want a drink? Yes, man. Trust me. You're going to a lot of store, buy the ticket for me. Seriously. They don't carry any grudges, and then it dissipates quickly.
And especially women. They don't carry grudges against women.
Especially, yes, they don't. I could have just cuss out one, and tell him, say, him do rubbish from the side. I want him do that farm. Trust me. Them just, this be all right. Let me just sort it out. They don't carry grudges against women. Men love women, I tell you. Our Jamaican men. Remember, I don't know about the rest of nationalities. But our Jamaican men, they really do love women. They don't carry grudges. The men I've interacted with, like closely, like on my baby father, them would have never vexed with me. No matter what me do, them nah vex. Me, I got more vex. And over the years, I've learned to temper myself because I know that you get the best from a man when he's happy, when he's in love, when he really love you and him check for you. I remember, I know. And the man choose you. So if a man called to you, he has chosen you. If him call you him woman, him girlfriend, him wife, whatever, him check for you and him already choose you. You don't need to do nothing more. All you need to do is be happy and be loving, right? Give him the best of yourself and you'll be the best person for yourself that you can be. And remember, don't go to war with a man, ladies. You're not going to win. It's no point. Don't go to war with a man, right? You go peacefully with a man. And when you have something to say to a man too, sometimes hold on to it. Don't say it. Not right away. Some women talk too much too. Don't, Tony? Don't say it. So some simple things. You keep leaving the toilet seat up. Every time you go in there, seat up, put it down. Every time you go in there, seat up, put it down. Eventually, you will get the message. Just keep doing that. Don't quarrel.
Not only that, but a toilet seat being up, does it really angry you that much?
Yeah. The response to it is, I'm like, are you sure it's a toilet seat you're angry about? Can't be the toilet seat. There was one lady who called me and she said, every time I tell the man to sign up the NHT, I know him to sign up the NHT. I mean, just have to cuss and carry on. I said, really?
But does he know how to sign up this NHT?
Yeah. You see?
Sometimes you have to assist.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to assist. And don't ask the man for the stupidness, like when they call the man them on the side and talk about figure. Baby, pick up our bread. Pick up a kind of bread. It's like rubbish. Man, a big man, you talk about man to pick up bread.
And he must him work.
He's not his job. Wanna stop them foolishness, them man. Come on, ladies. Understand. The man is a provider and a protector. Allow him to be a man. Okay? You must nurture. You must nourish. So nurture and nourish. Them two words there for we. The women, nurture and nourish. And the men, 2 P's, protect and provide. So don't call me workman them on the site and table. Baby, pick up our bread. Baby.
Wait till him come home and give you the money.
What time you come home?
Why they always call men and ask them that?
And then come on the site and a park up. Hate it. They always run them still. I say, listen, there's only men work on this side. You don't have on a safety shoes or nothing. Please leave. If you don't work here, this is not for you. No. So you don't have to just understand. And I think a lot of the times where we're having these role problems, the man don't know him is a man and the woman don't know him is a woman because they're not crossover with the roles. Stop the crossing over. If you live with a man, allow him to be a man. So if you live with a man, don't go outside there to go wash your car. Don't do it. Okay? Allow the gentleman to wash your car for you. Please. I'm begging you. And you bring home the grocery. You go to the supermarket, you buy the grocery. A man put them in a car. When you reach home, go inside. Hi, baby. How was your day? You know, I have some groceries in the car. Leave it there, so. Don't say to the man, hi, baby. You want to take the grocery, you want to take the car for me? Don't do it. Don't do it. Allow him to be a man, right? And the thing is, he may be watching his football or something. He don't move to it same time. When I have a customer out, he will get to it.
What if there's ice cream in there?
If there's ice cream in there, then you say to him, baby, you know, I have some grocery in the car and some ice cream is in there. Leave it at that. You know, I have to say to him, some ice cream in there, no, some want it come out. No, you know. Nobody gonna do that, you know. Just make sure you want to take it out. No, you know.
Aggressive much?
You can't talk to your man, so you cannot do it.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't have any respect.
You don't have no manners and no respect, man. So what you talk about? You expect the man to respect you. You expect him to come home, come do things we have to provide and protect. Which man gonna provide and protect for no woman to go and like the mama? Don't do it. And another thing is, if you get home before your husband, your boyfriend, your baby father, please fix up yourself for when him come home. I beg you. It's another thing. You Tony?
Presentation is
important. Men like prettiness. Am I lying? Gentlemen, am I lying? I remember, prettiness don't mean, like me, never makeup, my daughter applied it, or a hairstyle and whatever. It don't mean that. They must be fresh. Remember, he knows what you look like without your makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you must have already showered. You must have done some preliminaries. You understand what I'm saying? So get with it, man. Don't just stop the. Remember, nurture and nourish. Just remember them two words. Do that. You, the woman, you do that in your relationship, right? And allow the man to protect you and to provide for you.
Paula says, Claudia, no matter how good a woman is, some men are never satisfied.
Is that so? You're with the wrong man.
Just find a different man.
Find a different man. It can't be some men are never satisfied. Find a different man, Paula. Mm-hmm. That man will go with another woman and it will be the happiest union. Mm-hmm. It just means that you and him just not meshing. Yeah. That's all.
And it's okay to walk away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay to walk away. It is. Mm. The thing is that a man, you see, he really can't live without a woman. He can't. Men don't flourish well without women either. Mm-hmm. They don't do well without the woman being there. They just don't. The psyche. A woman, though, can literally make it without a man. You have seen it. You've seen lots of women without, the successful women without men. Because of our makeup, our difference in our makeup. The men do better when they do have a woman. That's why it's very rare you find a man without a woman. Whether he lives with a woman or he's visiting or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's very rare you find a man who don't have a woman. Very rare. But you will find a woman who doesn't have a man. But if you have decided that you want to be in a relationship with a partner, with a man, you have to understand the psyche of a man. You have to understand. So even when he washes your car, you have to say, baby, thank you for washing my car. Don't take it for granted. You say, thank you. They like to be, it's like, listen, if I'm going, my friend them say, come Claudia, whatever XYZ. Me I jump in off of them car, them a man, them a drive. You understand what I'm saying? It will stop anywhere. Them a go buy me nose and them a go buy me dinner, them a go buy me lunch. You think them a make me back out my money and pay?
Men like to be praised.
Yes, they like to protect and provide.
Even Xander, like you have to praise him.
Yeah. They like to protect and provide. And these are not men that I have any intimate relationship with. These are just my friends. Mm-hmm. We may be going to look at some land or we're doing some recce of, it's usually something to do with land or we look for see, can we do something with this land, right? But for that day, me know me not drive. Them gonna pick me up. And the whole day I'm with them. Them a back out their money, them a buy this, them a buy that, Claudia want, everything more, and them a give me. So, because the Jamaican man is like that. He's like that. And you have to allow him to be a man. And as women, you have to understand there are certain things, don't take it on. The thing is that the women try to take on too much. Mm-hmm. You try to take on too much. I know that the fathers were absent. My father was absent. I know that. They were absent. That's the truth. They're absent. I know. But you can't go take on everything. So father says what? Women nowadays don't know how to help and support their partner. Don't know how to help and support their partner. They think through them look good and get everybody they want. They can hype on you.
So true.
Them a hype. Yes, future. Them a hype on your future.
Yeah, we can get to the man more. That's how them going.
Yeah. Well, the prettier the girl, you have a little more uphill battle. Mm-hmm. Because you have more, you, the man, have more competition. Mm-hmm. Right? So, Mom, if you can afford to lose, okay, we did that already. Mm-hmm. You were at the bottom?
We are.
Let me see if we're at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Amen, future.
True your talk.
True your talk. Yes, future. True yada. Great lesson this week, ladies. Hope you have some time to celebrate our National Heroes Day. That's tomorrow.
Are we gonna celebrate yourself?
I always celebrate myself. You know that.
Our nation's hero.
I'm my own hero. But celebrate yourself as well. We have a day off tomorrow. I know I have a Zoom meeting. I don't have a day off tomorrow. A Zoom meeting with a developer, so I don't have a day off. I'm actually working all day. But to those who have been called to get the honors, really, congratulations. You would have done a stalwart, work. You would have done such a big body of work, and you would have made such a massive contribution to Jamaica that they must recognize you. You know, for them not to see them would have hide under a bushel, really. So congratulations to everybody who will get the honors tomorrow. I just remember Jamaica is 50-something years old. We're a young nation, eh? So even though we bash ourselves and all of that, we're still pretty young. We have a long way to go. Some of us won't be here to see the future, but what I do know is that today is good. Today is the best day of your life. Yesterday is gone. We no longer have that. We can only think about it. Sometimes we can't remember what happened yesterday. The future, we don't know what that's going to bring. The future could be worse than what it is right now. But we have today, right? So today is the very best day of your life. And remember, whatever decisions you make today, if you live to see tomorrow, it's going to affect you. So make good decisions today. All right? So real estate and relationship advice. I love it. Future, live up, you guys. Future, the truth is, if you have a good relationship, your financials is strong. Because you're more focused, you're happier, you can make decisions, and like with me personally, if you know you have a blanket. So as a lady, if you know that, so the man you're gonna provide and protect no matter what. If you have that in the back of your mind and you know so that's solid, you're willing to take risks. You're willing to do things that will make both of your lives better. That's just the truth. And the thing is, when you're in love, tell my kids, I said, try and find love. Even if it's going to mash up after 2 weeks, fine, no problem. You can say you've been there, you've done it.
It's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you find that romantic partner and him really make your hair stand up on your head, right? And you think about him all day. And when you get up in the morning, the first thing you think about is him. The first person you want to text or WhatsApp is him. Before you go to your bed, the last person you want to WhatsApp or text is him. And you keep seeing him in your mind's eye, and every day you go through where you keep. It's a wonderful feeling, guys. So you don't give up being in love. I'm here to tell you, sometimes it doesn't last. He told it. It don't last. Me and Tony, they have to tell you, it don't last. I don't think my daughter Rachel find that out yet. But it don't last.
But move on quickly.
But while it's going, it's a good feeling. And you accomplish so much. Yeah, you do. You accomplish a lot. So be in love and give it your all. Don't hold back. So even if you think the man all out for you, don't hold back and don't accuse him of having no more woman or not. Don't do them something. Don't do it. Right? Just give him your all, work together, achieve greatness, so that when you fall out of love, he told me, you have a solid rock for drop pad, don't it? You have a solid foundation. You can't say, baby, we had a good time. No problem. We have 5 properties. You can take 1 and I'll take 4. Because I have 3 children. I want 1 for Johnny, 1 for Mary, and 1 for Sue, and 1 for myself. So just listen. Be good. Have fun with your partner. Laugh all the time. Be in love. Be in love. Just be in love every day. You achieve great things. Yeah. Just do that. We don't know tomorrow, we know today. Keep up the good work. Relationship talk, spice up the life. Yes. Claudia in romantic mood this evening. Something I go on. Not yet. not go on. But when you have had good men in your life and you really fall in love, you have the good memories to fall back on.
Yeah.
You do have good memories to fall back on, and them can keep you. You understand? Because remember, relationship, the man can dead too. And I say, I have to leave you.
Yeah.
Him can dead, him can get sick. Things just happen. Life happens. So you just have to remember that while it is good now, you cherish it. Don't some of you sabotage your own relationships by being jealous, by being suspicious. You end up sabotage your own relationships by being doubtful of yourself. So there was a time when I used to think to myself, this man really with me? Why is he with me? I familiar deserve for him be with me. But when we get over that kind of a little doubt, self-doubt, and I said to myself, Claudia, you're ugly, why? And like you'll be in the car with him and you see my look on every girl out the road or whatever. So, you kind of learn to just maybe put your hand on his leg and you say something like, baby, so and so and so. You bring him back. Because, men, we will look. That's how they are. Them trained for that. So,
but he's with you.
But he's with you. And that's what you need to remember. Ladies, don't sabotage your relationships and don't get into the war. War don't work in relationships, right? It doesn't. It just don't work. And if you have to draw for divorce, please don't draw for a lawyer. Same like when you sit down and plan the wedding, I want you to sit and plan the divorce with your husband, right? Don't draw for the lawyer, for the court, for the police. Do not do that. You settle down together, you plan a wedding. I want you to sit down together and plan the divorce. Who gets what, where you're going to live, how the children will do whatever whoever needs to contribute, whatever. Sit down and plan that. All right? Life is good. Don't make it bad by making foolish choices. Whatever you choose today is going to be a future down the road. Now, people always say, Claudia, I'm not plan nothing because I'm soon dead. And me for telling you. Yeah. The problem is you don't know if you're going to live.
Yeah.
Is if you live, you have the problem. If you're dead, you don't have no problem. Problem done. But if you live and you have not made the proper decisions, made proper choices, choose good partners, dump the one that might get trouble quick, so you can move on. You don't train your children, you don't not like that, you don't plan to live. You're gonna be in trouble. Everybody have to leave. What time is it now?
6:09.
Not that I have to leave, but guess what? I need to relieve Xander's mom. By now, she's pulling out her hair.
And she's had him for what, 3 days now?
For 3 days of stress. But anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for staying with us. And I look forward to seeing you next week. I remember about the loan. That was a lesson for today. And it was in the relationship. It was a loan. Who you lend money to. That was a lesson. All right, bye. Bye, everyone.